winning the Heisman Trophy. LeVar Arrington could be the best in a long line of greats produced by linebacker U. His 4.4 speed and 40-inch vertical leap have professional scouts drooling. But his physical skills are only one component of his game. His drive to succeed makes him stand out, and he's inspired by a man who never lost his fighting spirit, his father.
Lean not unto your own understanding, but in all thy ways acknowledge God. I feel like when I put my pads on, I'm invincible. I just love to go out there and just fly around and hit people.
And he shall direct your path.
If you knock me down, you've earned it. You know, just know I'm going to get back up. I'm going to be right back in your face the next play.
He's real high-strung emotionally. I always say LeVar's personality, he loves hard, but he can hate hard.
No, LeVar Arrington, he will be in your face all day.
We all are driven by determination. We don't see ourselves as being limited in any way. If we can think it, we can achieve it. We believe that. And that determination, I do believe that we got from Mike, because we watch him do things that others would say that he wouldn't be capable of doing.
Michael Arrington lost both of his legs in Vietnam, but he emerged from the war without bitterness, standing tall.
When you're exposed to war, it moves out of the realm of television and the movies to reality. I feel blessed that I was able to make it back alive.
My father, he approaches life as the cup is half full as opposed to half empty. And he's instilled that in us, you know, me and my brothers, and that's just the way we live life. That's the way he lives life. You know, he lives it to the fullest.
We had a problem on the roof at one time, and I watched him go up on the roof, and he took care of the problem that was up on the roof. And I thought to myself, my goodness, there are people who have all their body parts that wouldn't attempt to do something as dangerous as that.
I asked him, do you have dreams about it sometime? Like, do you have nightmares and stuff? And he said that he doesn't really think about it anymore. So he's just a strong person, you know, and you can tell that, just strong-willed and just a great person. And I like to think that's a huge reason as to why I approach things the way I do.
LeVar is a terror on defense. Some say his biggest opponent may be immaturity.
All of a sudden, out of nowhere, he's the hottest thing that ever hit college football kind of thing. And I think he's just got to settle down a little bit and understand that he's not. He's a good football player who's got to work every day. And because of all of the fanfare he's gotten, people are out to get him. They're going to taunt him. They're going to tease him. They're going to try to, you know, they're going to go after him.
It's almost like you displaced. You almost get caught up in just watching a football player and watching the play and watching the action, and then when it kind of subsides, it dawns on you, well, that's my child out there, and you kind of smile and you feel the joy and excitement for him.
Yet another example, Spence, of a father, a son, a ball, and a dream.
And that's special to see. Timmy, I can identify with this young man because I lost my mother lost both of her legs to diabetes. So, LeVar, I definitely know where you're coming from. But one piece of advice, my young man, America likes to build up its heroes, but it also will tear them down quickly. The penalty you got last week was not necessary. Pick on somebody who's a little bit 45 pounds heavier, and you might impress some folks.
Well, you're right. He relies upon his emotions to fuel his ferocious play, but his emotions did get the best of him last week against Pittsburgh. Whistled for a pair of personal fouls on this takedown of Pitt punter Greg DeBolt. Just what you're talking about here, and it has a huge impact both on and off the field on this young man.
No question. Again, if you want to motivate your team, Tim, what you want to do is not do anything illegal. You want to do something that's going to impress somebody. Pick on a guy that's an offensive tackle that's 270-plus pounds and do it within the framework of the rules.
But are we not making more of this because he is a Butkus front runner and possibly a Heisman candidate? Has more been made of this because of who he really is?
Well, no question. I think everybody's certainly putting this guy in the fore because he has offensive running back skills. He's 4'4", as you mentioned. The guy can jump. He's got an unbelievable vertical jump. But again, he's got to be mindful of this simple fact. He won't have as many opportunities to make up for the mistakes that he made because he's on the defensive side of the ball.
All right. We'll be back with more after this message and a word from your local station.
I'm from AXA Advisors.
AXA Advisors. Yes.
That's a new name.
For thousands of financial professionals, like me
And me.
we help people take the long view, achieve goals like college tuition,
A secure retirement.
a better life,
It's all based
on a relationship, a long-term relationship, and soon, very soon,
we can start working.
together.
Building your future.
AXA Advisors, building futures.
For Jag, the address is CBS.
I just want to celebrate.
It's the final days of the Ford authorized clearance. Get both 0-9 financing plus 500 cash on Explorer with available dual side airbags and reverse sensing system. It's the best offer ever. Or celebrate with 0-9 financing on the powerful, roomy Expedition. Get both 0-9 plus 500 on Explorer and 0-9 on Expedition at your local Ford dealer during the final days of the Ford authorized clearance.
This, folks, is where we sell most of our cars. Service. We call this department one-stop shopping because we do it all right here. Tires, brakes, batteries, shocks. Look, let's say you work downtown, in the area of downtown. We'll do your service while you're working, then you're all ready to go. Service parts and state-of-the-art body shop is really the way we sell cars. You buy from Lawrence Doster. Well, what you get after the sale.
In communities all across Tennessee, there's change in the air. Healthcare has changed, and so have we. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee. Today, bringing Tennesseans access to more doctors and hospitals. Today, bringing extra health care protection to Tennesseans at any stage in their lives. Hope, health, security. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee.
News 12's Sally Schulze, weeknights at 6 and 11.
Quarterback Bill Burke already a touchdown pass to Chris Baker, 7-0 Spartans in that game. Elsewhere, we can update you on Boston College Navy. That's now a final. The Eagles win it 14-10. Well, what a day we have when you think about it. 5 of the nation's top 8 teams are right here on CBS, and we could have some history in the Sunshine State.
Don't forget the Florida factor. That's what you're talking about. 3 of these teams, Florida teams, could be 1, 2, 3 in the AP poll. First time that's ever happened.
Yeah, remember Florida State is also playing North Carolina State. If Miami wins, they could jump very big. They could go from 8th to number 2 or 3.
Yeah, this whole is going to be a banner day across the board. There's no way you can pick a better team today.
No doubt about it. Coming up, the Home Depot College Football on CBS. It's number 3, Penn State at 8th-ranked Miami. We'll be here for the AXA halftime report and updates throughout the afternoon. Enjoy the game right here on CBS.
The Home Depot College Football on CBS is sponsored by AXA Advisors,
Not a problem.
SAP, the United States Army, and by the Home Depot.
I'm from AXA Advisors.
AXA Advisors. Yes.
That's a new name.
For thousands of financial professionals, like me
And me.
we help people take the long view, achieve goals like college tuition,
A secure retirement.
a better life,
It's all based
on a relationship, a long-term relationship, and soon, very soon,
we can start working.
together.
Building your future.
AXA Advisors, building futures.
There is a place on the internet, a virtual city built by SAP out of seamless information. 10,000 companies, every industry, millions of people. Your business linked to theirs in one easy step. Shrink your work, expand your ideas. You've got a business, we've got a city. MySAP.com. Welcome to the City of E.
Do you know how to drive? How to say, hey, that's a foul in Japanese? Do you know where in the heavens to find a human voice? Where in your soul to find character? Do you know the shortest distance to a college degree is a straight line called discipline? Do you know how to walk it? Be all you can be.
There's a line of benchtop and stationary tools out there from Rigid, a name professionals have trusted since 1923. Built to last, each one carries a lifetime warranty. Engineered for the serious woodworker to be the finest tools available. But there's one thing you should know. You're probably going to want a bigger garage. Rigid Tools, now at the Home Depot.
There's a hard truth spoken on the college field. The season's end, how you finish, is often decided the first few Saturdays when the ball is teed up. Penn State, Miami, each with dreams of a national crown.
First and goal, this place is going nuts.
He goes to the 5-yard line, touchdown! It's hurricane season once again. Butch Davis's squad is chewing up yards and opponents. A program resurrected, chasing the magic of a day gone by.
31-30, going for two. Gill takes, looks, rolls, throws, deflected away! Miami leads 31-30.
The team of the 80s before falling on hard times. Penn State, every step guided by Joe Paterno's steady hand. Always a force on both sides of the ball. No different this year. This may be the top team in America. The Nittany Lions were the best on that hot Arizona night, when a Fiesta Bowl crown and a national championship were both secured during the clock's final ticks. Miami, Penn State, time to put the ball in the air, time for some hard truths. The Home Depot College Football. Today, the third-ranked Nittany Lions of Penn State meet 8th-ranked Miami of Florida. And welcome to the sold-out Orange Bowl, and it's rocking as Penn State and Miami meet for the first time in 7 years. The Hurricane following has been waiting for this game. Butch Davis entrusted with bringing back the Miami program, and he's doing it. The Canes come in 2-0, and Penn State a perfect 3-0. Those 3 victories at home. Miami didn't want to come out first, but Joe Paterno said, we're coming out second, so here come the Hurricanes to a standing salute. Come the Nittany Lions of Penn State, led by Joe Paterno at age 72. He hasn't lost a step, bringing his team out onto the playing field. Good afternoon, everyone. Don Cricky with Mike Mayock. How good is Penn State? Well, Joe Paterno told us last night. We'll find out today. This game tells the story. There are a lot of people, though, in college football who feel that Penn State is not only one of the best college teams in the country, it's 2 of the best teams. So deep are the Nittany Lions in talent. Mike, they'll need that talent, the heat and humidity of South Florida.
Yeah, Don, they sure will. But Joe Paterno's used to playing big games in the heat. He'll play 2 platoon football for 3 quarters and keep his starters fresh for that big 4th quarter. Now, Miami, they've got a different problem, and that's lack of depth. And all their starters that have been chirping all week about the heat sapping Penn State, hey, Don, they better be ready to play 60 minutes today because they're not going to get any help.
88 degrees, 14-mile-an-hour winds, high humidity, and rain could be affected. There's some coming in off the Gulf. Quarterbacks will be a big story today. Miami quarterbacked by a sophomore, Kenny Kelly, world of ability, but limited experience. And Penn State's one of the 7-ranked teams that uses the 2-quarterback system. What do you think of all that?
You know, I don't like the 2-quarterback system, but for Penn State, it seems to work. And it starts with their senior leader, Kevin Thompson. He's a classic drop-back passer who understands Paterno's system. Rashard Casey, on the other hand, well, Rashard's the X factor. He's got great physical ability, and Penn State will play an up-tempo style when he's in the game. Now contrast that with Miami. They've got a young quarterback, Kenny Kelly. He is the key to this football game. Wonderful tools, but it's only his 3rd college start. He's got to throw the ball well enough to keep those great Penn State linebackers honest on the run game.
Miami has won the toss. There's a big contingent of supporters for the Nittany Lions down here in South Florida. They got a little break in the weather. Temperature 88 degrees. It was expected to be in the mid to high 90s, but there is high humidity and wind coming out of the open end of the field off the Atlantic Ocean about 14 miles an hour. Last time these two teams met was in 1972. That was at Beaver Stadium at State College. And it was Miami that won that day by a field goal. Ready to kick off for Penn State is Travis Forney, and they're the deep men now for Miami of Florida. Andre King is back deep. This is Andre King. 8 yards deep, and he'll not bring it out in his wisdom. Take the touchback and bring it out to the 20-yard line. And here comes Kenny Kelly, the sophomore quarterback. A very well-to-do sophomore quarterback. He is a Major League Baseball prospect playing in the minor league system of Tampa Bay, the Devil Rays, and they pay his way through Miami. He's not on an athletic scholarship. Terrific leadership, very smart, GPA of over 3, but as Mike pointed out, limited in game experience. This is just his 3rd start, but what a player. Tremendous play faker. You'll see him roll out. This crowd kicking in big time early. To the run, and a great defensive play. Austin through is 86, Courtney Brown, who many NFL scouts regard as the #1 down lineman in college football. As we look at the Miami Hurricanes skill players, Jackson will be the prime runner. Santana Moss, the deep threat. Reggie Wayne, the possession receiver. Daniel Franks, best tight end in the country, many say. Offensive line not particularly big, but it is very quick. They block well, although not on that play. It was a 6-yard loss on the play. Second down and 16. Jackson. Nittany Lions give him nothing again. Courtney Brown is unblockable, the guy they call the Quiet Storm.
Hey, it's the 2 studs. It's Arrington and Courtney Brown. They're 2 All-Americans, make the first 2 plays for the Penn State defense.
Now we look at the Penn State defensive front. There's Courtney Brown. Kerpakis, the right end, is undersung. He's a terrific pass rusher. We got pluggers in the middle. Fleischauer and Wallace lock the run. There's the great linebacking trio of Arrington, Short, and Morrison. Some say the best trio at one time Penn State's ever had. That's saying a lot. 3rd down. Kelly from the shotgun. Big rush. Downfield throw. Santana Moss can't get to the ball. Well defended by the Nittany Lions. So Miami's first 3 plays from scrimmage, a loss of 6 yards, and they'll punt from deep in their own end.
And Don, it was the 3 All-Americans that made the first 3 plays. You had Courtney Brown on play number 1, Arrington and Brown on 2, and there was David Macklin, their All-American corner, with great coverage on the deep route.
The punt, not a good one, end-over-end kick. It does take a Miami roll up to midfield to the Penn State side. It'll roll down to the Nittany Lions' 47-yard line. There's a penalty marker down, though, from where the ball was kicked. It was a 41-yard punt. No return. The officiating crew is a Big East group of officials. Looks like Penn State's going to take the kick. Here's Dick Honig, our referee.
on the kicking team. Personal foul on the receiving team. Offset. All there. First down.
This was a lightning rod last week in the Pittsburgh game. Arrington roughed up the Pitt punter, got a double personal foul. Here he is late with the shot on Crossland. How about Crossland, the punter, getting after Arrington 2 weeks in a row? Good job by Arrington pulling away at the end.
Rain has begun to fall, so the possibility of rain is now the real thing. Gopal's got to wipe off the specks.
You can't imagine the tension, Dad. Jamie was our last hope.
Phone calls like this are just too important to rush.
Their pitcher was huge.
That's why we always dial 10-10-321.
And then Jamie really smacked it.
With 10-10-321, our calls over 10 minutes are just 8 cents a minute, day or night. And at 8 cents a minute, we can talk as long as we want.
Grandpa wants to talk to you. Hi, Grampy. I won the game.
Get 8 cents a minute with 10-10-321.
For my family's healthy smiles, I found a combination. Crest Multicare. One toothpaste that combines all you want. It removes stains, fights cavities, and visible tartar buildup. Brushing with it removes plaque. And it leaves our breath multi-fresh. Now our teeth are cleaner and healthy through the day. Crest Multicare, the combination to unlock our best smiles.
Ask your doctor about Viagra. Why do people love squirrels but hate rats? They're both rodents, and yet the squirrel is tolerated, downright beloved. Why? Does that cute, fuzzy tail make that much of a difference? Absolutely. Introducing the all-new 2000 Mitsubishi Eclipse, nicely equipped at 17.7. Further proof that looks do matter.
The Super Bowl champs, the Broncos, look to get back on track against Elvis Grbac and the Chiefs. The NFL on CBS, the way it should be.
LeVar Arrington of Penn State, maybe the best linebacker in college football, certainly the most talked about. He has a history, at least this season, of not getting along with opposing punters when he tries to block them from going down to cover. But right now it's 1st and 10 for the Nittany Lions at their 47. After their defense slammed the door on the Hurricanes' opening series. Throw and a catch downfield. Shafi Fields coming off the flank, and now they wave it off. Ball hit the ground. Leonard Myers defending. Last week, Mike, here is Arrington going after a punter.
Yeah, he went after him a few times. Number 11, watch him take the shot on the punter right there. That precipitates several things. That's punt number 1.
This against Pittsburgh.
No flags yet.
And there was more. We'll get to that later. Right now, Miami with the ball.
This is Penn State's pass set right here.
State with the ball. Miami's defense kicks in. They're looking at Eric McCoo now, and they upend him as he cuts back inside the 38-yard line. So Eric McCoo is taken down after a run of 5 yards. He led, Eric McCoo did, the Nittany Lions in rushing as a freshman last year. Kevin Thompson, the senior co-captain, held it the biggest honor of his life. 60% completion, 4 TDs, 3 interceptions, does not run. Averages a half-yard running per try. The backup quarterback, though, Rashard Casey, who runs to the very best. We'll see him. Penn State. He's running, got some room. Hey, he can run. He's inside the 30, no sooner said. A half a yard to carry. He just built his average there, Mike.
Sure did, and he's not the running quarterback, Don. The running quarterback is Casey. But what happens is Michael Burrow takes the play fake, and he hit real hard. The right end from Miami, number 93. Watch 93 bury inside. He's got contained. It's all over. And now Casey, Thompson, who only runs about a 4.95 40, he can walk for the first down.
Had 11 yards and a first down. Ball advanced to the 25-yard line. McCoo cuts back, and that speed on the Kane defense cuts him down. Loss of 2 or 3 yards on the play back to the 27-yard line. Edward Reed, a strong safety, came up. As we look at the Nittany Lions skill players, McCoo and Aaron Hickens, the starting runners. Fields and the fastest Nittany Lion, Eddie Drummond, the wideout. Tight end is Tony Stewart. Offensive line of the Nittany Lions has given up 9 sacks in 3 games. That's been a concern. Second down. Lions need 12. Oh, what a hit. Middle backer, Nate Webster, shot the gap. Big strike. Also, Damian Lewis was on the play. 92 is emerging as a top line defensive lineman, but Webster was the first to make the hit.
Yeah, Nate Webster is almost impossible to block on the run game.
There is the defense of the Miami Hurricanes. Joseph, Sweeney, Lewis, and Barreau. They're down. Nittany Lions need 15. Crowd noise, a huge factor at the close end of the field. Sack. Strong safety. Edward Reed coming unblocked. Gets his 3rd sack of the season. And the 10th sack for the Miami defense.
Hey, Don, when they get in that dime package, Edward Reed cannot wait to rush the quarterback. Did it against Ohio State. Here he comes from the outside, does a great job, one-arm tackle, brings him down, and Penn State's going to be forced to punt.
So Edward yesterday asked if he'd be blitzing. He said, you could see that early. There it is. That brings up 4th down and 22, and the Nittany Lions have to punt. Pat Pigeon, their punter, hits it high. Haynes let it roll down. Great coverage play.
Ron Graham, the outside linebacker, did a great job tapping it back out of the end zone.
They're going to down the ball inside the 5-yard line.
Now this is critical for field position. He keeps his feet inside the goal line and taps the ball back in the field of play. Rather than starting on the 20 now, they're going to start between the 3 and 4 yard. Oh, they just reversed it. They just reversed the call and will bring it out to the 20-yard line.
So it's a touchback. And Miami will start from the 20 when we come back to the Orange Bowl.
Don't get me started on stockbrokers. I had one for the better part of 10 years. Let me tell you something. The only one who was broker was me. With Ameritrade, it's so simple. I sit down at my computer, a couple of clicks, and I can see for myself. $8 a trade. My stockbroker said you're going to hate online trading. You can add that to the long list of things he was wrong about.
Call toll-free 888-537-8320 or visit Ameritrade.com. Ameritrade, the way to trade, period.
We've heard your complaints about changing your oil filter, trying to grip that slippery filter. That's why Fram, America's #1 filter, now has Sure Grip, a rough texture top for easy gripping and installing.
It makes changing your oil filter a lot easier.
They've been struggling at the plate, but there's a nice breeze blowing out towards right field.
From spring to fall, you can feel it in the air. From the sunshine leagues of Florida to the farmlands of the prairies. From the schoolyards of New York to the golden fields of California, it's allergy season. That's why there's Claritin, the #1 prescribed antihistamine in America. Talk to your doctor about Claritin, and when the umpire yells, "Play ball," you'll be ready. Claritin, the official allergy medication of Major League Baseball. Claritin has a low occurrence of side effects such as headache, drowsiness, fatigue, and dry mouth, similar to sugar pill.
It's going to be everything you want and more.
I think it's sad when people start having surgery to make themselves bigger.
Marie did it the natural way.
The Raymond season premiere, CBS Monday.
Back to the sold-out Orange Bowl. Penn State started to move early on its first possession. Here is the punt by Pat Pigeon.
Watch number 3, middle of your screen. Ron Graham, his feet and the ball are both over the end line. It's like a pane of glass. If that breaks it, you bring it back to the point.
Back to live action. Miami did nothing on his first possession. They slammed the door on the Canes, did the Penn State defenders. James Jackson is the runner. He's taken over for Edgerrin James. He's actually faster than Edgerrin James, who's starring already for the Indianapolis Colts as a rookie. Jackson came in at 195. He's built up to 220, and his coach says he's faster than when he came in.
Yeah, he was fun to talk to yesterday. He said he kept getting bigger, 210, 215, 220, and to his astonishment, he got quicker.
And his teammates say he gets faster on game day, James Jackson. 2nd and 7. Here's Kelly throwing on the run. He's got too much on it for his fullback, Will McPartland. And so we go incomplete. 2nd down, 3rd down and 7 comes up. Want to have the best tailgate party in the lot? Get free shipping on all of your favorite team gear, grills, chairs, flags, and more. Go to CBSSportsline.com or on America Online, enter keyword CBS Sportsline. Kelly 0 for 2 throwing the ball. There's LeVar Arrington. He's here, he's there, he's everywhere. They line him up all over the field. Throw down, they're shooting, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Derek Fox, the strong safety for Penn State. Looking for blockers, and he's got some. Inside the 25, he loses the ball. And it's picked up by a teammate, and finally Santana Moss makes the tackle.
That play was caused entirely by the All-American LeVar Arrington. They were in a 2-deep look with man underneath, and Arrington, number 11, is going to cover right over here. Watch him cover the tight end, man-to-man. It forces the ball up into the air, and Fox makes the interception. Fox is where he belongs. Let me tell you something. Arrington made that play.
He loses it now, Fox, and David Macklin picks it up.
Watch the speed here. At 245 pounds, step for step, with the All-American tight end, Bubba Frank, forces the elevation of the football. Don, that's the first big play of the game right there.
Huge play. Turnover. 4th intercepted ball thrown by Kelly this year. Penn State now at the ball at the 25-yard line of the Hurricanes.
You may have noticed a little difference in a Penn State offense if you're used to watching Penn State. They'll go one back, they'll open it up, they'll run reverses. Joe Pa's convinced he's got to let his skill position people make plays.
Handoff. McCoo looking to go wide, and there's nothing there. Again, the Penn State runner is knocked down for a loss. Michael Smith, another of those quick linebackers. Historically, Miami's had undersized linebackers with super speed. And in Smith, Webster, and Morgan, they have 3 of them again.
And you know, Don, Morgan and Webster get all the publicity. Michael Smith is an excellent football player, but because Morgan and Webster made all the tackles in the Big East last year, he gets overlooked.
They were 1 and 2 in tackles in the Big East. 2nd down and 12 coming up. Very important game for Joe Paterno. They've not beaten a top 10 team on the road in 5 years of the Nittany Lions. Miami's number 8. There's a throw and a catch. The ball is taken in by the quick Eddie Drummond coming off the flank and down to the 20-yard line. Leonard Myers knocks him down, a gain of 7 on the play.
Thompson did a great job understanding blitz coverage. Drummond made the adjustment. They ran a quick slant, top of the screen on the right. 1, 2, 3 step slant, get rid of the football. That's a great job by the quarterback, and especially Drummond holding the ball as he gets jolted by Myers.
3rd down comes up. Nittany Lions need 4. Thompson throws and connects down inside the 15-yard line. Looks like it's enough for a 1st down.
That's where the wide receivers got to be aware of where those sticks are.
Eddie Drummond making the catch. Leonard Myers quickly on him, but it looks like a 1st down for Penn State. It is.
You know, he really adds a nice element to their offense. You know, he had 7 touches this year, averaging over 34 yards every time he touches the football. He's a breakaway guy.
Drummond, a legitimate 10-3, 100-meter sprinter. Throw set. Nittany Lions. McCoo. This is a guy who averaged almost 7 yards a rush as a freshman last year, but he can't get a thing against Miami's quick linebackers.
And let's give this Miami defense some credit. Twice they've had poor field position, one because of the punt and the second one because of the interception, and they have stuffed the run so far. Danny Morgan and his cohorts at linebacker are among the most active in the nation.
They all run around 4 or 5. Penn State's been very effective in the red zone. The opponent's 20-yard line in. They have scored on almost 85% of their possessions inside the 20. 11 of 13. They've scored on 9 touchdowns and 2 field goals. Now it's 2nd and 11. 15-yard line. No score. Here's the blitz. Kevin Thompson does good work just to get the ball away before he's hit by Dan Morgan, better known now by to his teammates as who's Dan Morgan? Somebody said LeVar Arrington that they think they have good linebackers too. Dan Morgan said so, and he said, who's Dan Morgan?
Morgan first knocks Caramelli off his route and then almost makes the sack. And Don, we talked about how good the linebackers are in this game. Penn State is widely considered to be the best in the nation, and I think Dan and his buddies have a little healthy chip on their shoulder because of that.
Morgan came in as a tailback to Miami of Florida. 6'3", 230, 4.5 speed. That's really fast for a linebacker. Thompson puts up a wounded duck. Nearest guy to the ball was Miami Hurricane. Edward Reed was closing in on the ball. So there's nothing much for Miami to run on. When the Penn State tries to put the ball in, the Miami guys just fill the deck, plug the holes, and slam the door on it. Just staying in position and knocking it down.
They've done a great job defensively. We talked up front, we wanted to talk about special teams. Look at them under Butch Davis. 47 games, they've got 32 blocks of either field goal or punt. Don, that's as good as anybody in the nation, including Frank Beamer down at Virginia Tech.
And they'll be going for blocks today. Forney, a good field goal kicker, spins it up, knocks it through. Travis Forney is 5 for 5 on the season kicking field goals. And he gives the Nittany Lions the lead 3-0, which is good news to Penn State because in the Butch Davis era, Miami has won over 82% of its games when they've scored first. 3-0, Penn State. Nittany Lions will kick off when we come back.
I will not underestimate the amount I'll need to retire comfortably.
Experts agree that once you retire, you'll still need 60 to 80% of your pre-retirement salary. Social Security or pensions won't even make up half of that. You need to determine where the rest of your retirement income will come from for the next 20 years or more.
Fidelity Retirement Income Planning will help you determine how a rollover and other investments work toward your retirement goals. Call 1-800-FIDELITY or visit fidelity.com to learn more.
Before I quit smoking, I asked my doctor, is Nicorette gum safe? And he said, to quit smoking? Of course Nicorette gum is safe. Smoking is not. People smoke to get nicotine, and they get carbon monoxide and tars, which are deadly. Smoking is the danger. Nicorette can be a big part of the solution. Nicorette lets you use nicotine when you need it to help you overcome your cravings. Don't hesitate for a second.
Nicorette gum helps you fight your cravings, your habit, your way. You can do it. Nicorette can help.
One question aroused fierce passions for centuries. What's for dinner? Until the day a great mediator appeared. The new Maytag Gemini. An amazing 2-in-1 range that allowed them to cook 2 different foods at 2 different temperatures for one complete meal.
Freedom. An international superstar, murdered in San Francisco's highest profile case ever. But that's nothing. Don and Yasmin are moving in together. There are some bridges she's irritable you just don't cross.
I hate you.
The Nash season premiere, CBS Friday.
We're back to the Orange Bowl. A 32-yard field goal by Travis Forney gives the Nittany Lions a 3-0 lead. And again, a good kickoff by Forney forces a touchback. We had a chance to sit down with Butch Davis and talk about his feelings on his quarterback, Kenny Kelly, playing baseball.
More mature
immature from the standpoint because of the professional baseball experience. Everybody looked at that as a negative, that, you know, he missed some time in the summertime, but the flip side of it is that he's played professionally for money. He's played in games with older players, and the poise and the confidence was very, very evident in the Ohio State game.
Miami finally breaks a semi-big play as James Jackson, the 220-pound I-back, comes shooting up the middle and comes across the 25-yard line out to the 27. Knocked down by the strong safety Derek Fox, who had the interception that led to the only points of this game so far. Penn State only traveled 10 yards in 7 plays, Mike, before they kicked that field goal.
Yeah, that's 2 consecutive series where the Miami defense has come up huge. They could very easily be down 14-0 instead of only 3-0.
Second down and 3. Back to Jackson, fighting off tackle. He advances the ball close to the 30-yard line where he needed to go to get the first down. Appears to be just short of it. A small but hard-hitting cornerback, number 19, Anthony King, was the first guy to get him.
Yeah, there are a lot of Smurfs out there today between King and Macklin on the Penn State side. And when we sat down with Santana Moss yesterday, Don, you know, he's listed at 5'8". I think that's generous.
And he's big time as far as speed. Moss, a legitimate 4'3". He's the wideout. He averages 27 yards a catch early in the season, Santana Moss. Jackson turning up. Well defended by the middle backer, Brandon Short. Makes the knockdown. And there's a loss of about a yard on the play.
One thing I've noticed watching the tape at Penn State is the one thing you can do with Arrington is cut him low. Look at McPartland, the fullback. He might hold him a little bit, but that's where you get LeVar. He doesn't protect the knees particularly well.
Almost a tackle.
I'm going to put him down for one of these official stats.
A high punt hit downfield. Kenny Watson comes up on it, lets it take a hop, and it rolls back at the Hurricanes, and they down the ball at the 48-yard line of Penn State. Monday on CBS, get your motor running for a wild season premiere. Kevin James, Leah Ramini, and Jerry Stiller are back and riding high on the season premiere of King of Queens. Monday at 8, 7 Central on CBS, America's most watched network.
Hey, Don, if that guy's half as funny in that program as he is in that Tiger Woods commercial, they got a hit on their hands.
A man with a Harley he can't ride. Good play fake. They got the second quarterback in. Rashard Casey throws and completes it. There is a penalty marker fired in by the referee in the Penn State backfield. Gets the ball out to number 8, running back Eric McCoo for a 10-yard gain, but looks like it's coming back.
Hey, Don, in the open, we talked about when Casey gets in the game, they up-tempo. It's like fast break football, and that's exactly what you're going to see right now.
Holding on the offense, 10 yards from the previous spot. Repeat first down.
Holding call against the Nittany Lions. That's him way back. There's Rashard Casey. He is a senior, but he's got another year of eligibility. He was a first-team All-American out of Hoboken, New Jersey. Frank Sinatra's hometown. Comes in averaging 71% of his passes completed, Mike. 2 for touchdowns, no interceptions. Good runner, but not so far this year. Only 2.4 a carry, but he can break it. Up there, Harry uses his great feet to get away. They had him and lost him, and look at Casey in the open field. Tremendous play by now. He loses the ball. Miami's got it. This is wild.
Hey, Don, that's a microcosm of Rashard Casey all in one play.
It really is.
Now watch what happens. The wonderful physical ability. Look at Webster, 52, comes clean. Only a great athlete twists out of all that. He gets up the field, he gets 10 yards. Look how low he carries the football. I noticed it on tape. It gets stripped by number 20 right there, the strong safety Edward Reed, and recovered by Miami. Look how low he carries the football. You can't do that. You got to put it away. Myers tackled high. Here comes the strip by number 20, Reed. Big play by Miami.
Reed doing some damage. You remember his blitz and the sack earlier of Kevin Thompson. So Miami with a turnover gets the ball on the Penn State side of the field. High ball thrown downfield, and it's picked off. David Macklin goes up. So a horrendous early performance by the sophomore quarterback, Kenny Kelly, throwing 2 interceptions with 3:39 to play in the first quarter. And a big break for the Hurricanes is quickly negated as Kelly throws the intercept.
Yeah, I contend that I don't care how talented you are. If you're in your third start, you still have a lot to learn. Play action, he's trying to get the ball down the field. Macklin's got it well covered. The ball's woefully underthrown. I think the Miami people feel that because he passed the test at Ohio State, he'd be okay the rest of the year. But with a guy with 3 starts, you got to take the good with the bad.
Light rain falling at the Orange Bowl. Temperature in the high 80s. Run blitz, but the Nittany Lions break it. On the run now is Aaron Harris, who's all the way out across the 40-yard line to the 42, and after the tackle, a penalty marker comes in. They have a personal foul, a 21-yard run on the play.
That's exactly what Penn State wants. So far this game, they haven't run the football. Don't see the clip on the run game very often.
And it is, though, and it all comes back. Aaron Harris, a great comeback story, missed almost 2 full seasons after ACL surgery. Coach Paterno working those officials.
There aren't many that can work them at least 50, Joe. 72 years old, eyes of steel.
Arguing his point, Aaron Harris really back in peak form. LeVar Arrington said, Mike, after a scrimmage this summer, he said, I know I can tackle anybody in the country if I can tackle Aaron Harris. He's a hard runner, and he just broke one there, but it comes back on the penalty call.
It's on a couple of years ago when they had third of Enos. I thought Aaron Harris was as good, if not better, a pure running back than Enos. He was a first-down draft pick.
Penn State with good veteran depth at the running back position. And just come at you in waves. Casey still in the game. Here's Eric McCoo. And he breaks it across the 35-yard line. And gets it ahead to about the 38. Big tackle on the playback. Cornerback Mike runs Miami, a 13-yard gain on the play.
Great job by Saramelli, the fullback, who was lined up as an H-back. Watch it right here in Miller's screen. He's going to come back across the grade, kick out Morgan. That's the block right there. Great block on Morgan. That frees McCoo. First down.
Eric McCoo getting low, taking on the tackle with his helmet. There's Saramelli.
You know, if you change the colors of that uniform, he could play at Nebraska.
He's a lead blocker. Not interested in running the ball. Interesting in setting up the runners. First down in that run. It's ball advanced to spotted just inside the 40. McCoo has already run the ball 6 times for 19 yards.
At Burger King, we're always trying to make have it your way better. Like this idea for a win your way college football game. Run back a kickoff and win great prizes. Then we thought, why not just scratch and win? This week, Colorado and Washington face off, and you could win $1 million, a Toyota RAV4, or the best tasting prize of all, a delicious Whopper. Burger King. When you have it your way, it just tastes better.
We've heard your complaints about changing your oil filter, trying to grip that slippery filter. That's why Fram, America's #1 filter, now has Sure Grip, a rough textured top for easy gripping and installing.
It makes changing your oil filter a lot easier.
Select road. Validating tires.
With BF Goodrich tires, it's any road you choose. BF Goodrich tires. Take control.
There are only about 100 dentists in Zimbabwe and around 13 million people. I'm a dental therapist here. I was taught by the health volunteers overseas. They brought the Crest education materials to teach us new techniques. What I learned, I take to the villages. Now, I'm inspired to help keep teeth healthy, because we do smile a lot in Zimbabwe.
Let's fly.
Jag, America's #1 action drama, takes you to the most dangerous place on earth.
I'm on him.
The season premiere of Jag, CBS Tuesday.
The most original show of the season, now and again, CBS Friday.
Tonight in prime time, the Home Depot College football is back with a split national spectacular. Many of you will see T. Martin power the defending champion Volunteers of Tennessee into the swamp to battle Steve Spurrier's Florida Gators, or the Michigan Wolverines look to deliver some Big Ten payback to the Syracuse Orangemen. Check your local listing. Don Criqui with Mike Mayock. Orange Bowl in Miami. Here's a run blitz again, and it knocks down the runner.
Number 25.
Harris had nowhere to go on that play. A first down carry. He's knocked down for a loss of a yard. Dan Morgan was being attended to, Mike, a bit ago. The back of his right leg was bothered, left leg.
Yeah, he's grabbing the left hamstring, but then when they got up, they also did a couple tests like there could be a knee problem, too. And he's a guy, we talked about depth or lack thereof for Miami up top. They can't afford to lose him, and there's also somebody down the field right now. That's Michael Smith, so that's 2 of their 3 starting linebackers on.
And they're very thin at linebacker.
Michael Smith plays the strong outside linebacker, edge of your screen, number 59. Here comes the pull by Greg Ransom. He's great block. That is a great shot right on his hip. That was a clean shot. Michael Smith got taken down by number 55, Greg Ransom, and I don't know what happened there.
In a lot of distress, though, is Michael Smith. 2:42 left to go in the first quarter. Nittany Lions still leading on a field goal.
We argue all the time as to who has the better lawn.
They're all envious of my Scott lawn, definitely.
Scott's does it for all 3 of us.
Now, during the summer, my grass takes a beating.
Heavy sun, droughts.
What the grass needs is turf builder.
About September, I put on a turf builder.
It pumps it up, it rejuvenates it, gives it that extra punch for the roots.
You gotta feed it.
It's beautiful lawn. Look at that.
Look at thick.
Nice and green.
It's thick, flush.
Fall is the best time of year to put down Scott's turf builder.
Sweating like crazy.
You got TV cameras all over you.
The last thing you want is this white clumpy thing running down your arm.
It's just rude.
We asked some of the hottest pros under the sun to switch antiperspirants.
Green visible solid? What's that? I would assume it goes on clear, but I'm not sure I believe that.
When your body heats up, Degree Invisible Solid releases extra protection with a clear difference.
Right there. See, there's no white stuff. The harder I work, the harder it works. No flaking, no funk, no Klingons.
Degree Invisible Solid works hard but never shows.
After the match, there's a ton of girls. You gotta be cool.
Watch CBS Premiere Week, then tell us what you think of the CBS shows. Log on to America Online, keyword CBS, and take the viewer input poll. The address is CBS.
Bad news, good news for the Miami Hurricanes. Dan Morgan, who was shaken up earlier at linebacker, is back in the game, but then Michael Smith goes out. There's Morgan, 44. And Smith was not moving his right leg as he was helped from the field.
Around the other side.
On second down, Casey takes a look. Back to the near side. Can they run him down? Not till he gets about 9 yards downfield on second down and 11.
Great coverage in the Miami secondary. The play action fooled nobody, and there's that natural ability again of Rashard Casey. Good look at Rashard. Play action to the tailback. Omar Easy, nothing front side, so he just tucks it. He's running a little bit low with it again. I hate to see that. Get out of bounds. Don't take the hit. Good job.
Total yards for Penn State, 51. Miami has only 5 yards offense so far. Third down. Throw and a catch. And a first down for the Nittany Lions down to the 47-yard line of Miami. 7-yard gain on the throw to Eddie Drummond.
They've got to find ways to get the football in Eddie Drummond's hand. Here it's a little delay across the middle. Inside guy goes out. Drummond cuts back underneath Danny Morgan in between Nate Webster. Catches the football. There's a guy with 4.3 40 speed. They want to get him running with the football as opposed to just standing there. Right there. Bad spacing with his tight end, Tony Stewart.
Crenshaw, very fast at the top of your screen for Penn State. On first down. Casey looks near side, swings it out. Aaron Harris eludes the tackler. Takes 1, 2, 3, and then 4 shots. They're finally getting down and under at the 45-yard line. Nate Webster, who really sacrifices his body out there for the Hurricanes, credited with the tackle.
Michael Smith on the sidelines. And Don, we just got the report from the bench. A right knee sprain, return doubtful. That means Rod Mack is going to have to step it up. He's a seasoned veteran for Miami. He's played in a lot of football games. But after that, they've got nothing, Don. Just a lot of talented young guys with no game experience.
Rod Mack, he was the starting middle linebacker 2 years ago. He had knee and ankle surgery, so they've had injuries in the linebacker corps.
Yeah, this is going to be a game of attrition.
In the final minute of the first quarter, Casey called his own number as a quarterback draw. But Miami's defense is too quick. Nate Webster, who's been in on tackle after tackle for the Canes, makes the stop on Casey. A loss on the play.
Matt Sweeney's down tackle, and Nate Webster unblockable so far. Watch what happens. 1, 2, look at that. Center tries to hold Sweeney. That was Spano. He can't even hold him. Runs right through it. The tackle. Don, you alluded to it earlier. The Penn State offensive line has been suspect so far this season.
They feel they can attack Penn State's offensive line up the middle. Dan Morgan out again now. This changes the defense. This is a gambling defense. Casey gets time, airs it out. He's got a guy wide open. Chaffee Fields is in the end zone, and Penn State has the first touchdown of the day on a 50-yard scoring play. And the Nittany Lions extend to a 9-0 lead with the extra point coming up. Complete breakdown.
Yeah, they had the dime package in the game, and there was a busted coverage. It was either the corner that should have stayed with them or the safety that didn't show up over the top.
9th play of 50 or more yards this year for Penn State.
Top of your screen. It's just a streak pattern. Myers lets him go, expecting help over the top. Popovich runs with the number 2 guy, and number 23, James Lewis, never showed up. Critical busted assignment right there, and Rashard Casey pumped up. Vindication.
Forney hits the point after, and so the quick strike, big play offense of the Nittany Lions gives them a 10-0 lead as the first quarter runs out. At the end of the first quarter, the score, Penn State 10 and Miami nothing. We'll be right back after this message and a word from your local station.
If you were the last person left on Earth, would you still do sit-ups? Would you diet if you gained a few pounds? What if you discovered there was one other person left on Earth with you? Would you like to change your answers? Introducing the all-new 2000 Mitsubishi Eclipse, nicely equipped at 17.7. Because you're not alone.
We've heard your complaints about changing your oil filter, trying to grip that slippery filter. That's why Fram, America's #1 filter, now has Sure Grip, a rough textured top for easy gripping and installing.
It makes changing your oil filter a lot easier. This is the Big New Yorker pizza from Pizza Hut. Now, this is what pizza's supposed to be. Look at this thing. 16 inches of real street corner pizza dripping with over a pound of cheese. And now it's just $8.99. So if you want to feed a lot of big mouths without taking a big hit in the wallet, try the Big New Yorker from Pizza Hut. Try it already.
Wake up to the all-new early show with Brian Gumbel and Jane Clayson, coming November 1st.
I just want to celebrate.
It's the final days of the Ford authorized clearance. Get $1,000 cash back on 99 Ranger, or choose 0 down financing plus 500 cash back. 2 great ways to save on one top truck. Or celebrate low 4.9 financing on F-Series, the Super Cab with 4 doors standard. Get $1,000 or 0.9 plus 500 on Ranger and 4.9 on F-Series at your local Ford dealer during the final days of the Ford authorized clearance.
Hey, Gus, look at our buddy. He's got dinner for 2.
Maybe he has a date.
Now, feast on 2 Long John Silver's meals for the unbelievable price of $6.99. Choose 2 of our classic Fish and More meals, or 2 of our new country-style breaded fish meals, or 1 of each. and all for just $6.99.
Hey, it's a woman.
Oops, wrong apartment.
Put some muscle in your money during the Super September sale at Rex. Get this sharp 0.7 cubic foot 700-watt microwave oven with auto touch controls and instant start keys for just $69 after rebate. This GE 25.2 cubic foot side-by-side refrigerator with water by Culligan for a low $9.99. And this JVC audio video control receiver with 100 watts times 5 channels and Dolby Pro Logic with surround sound is only $177. Your dollar buys more during the Super September sale now at Rex.
News 12's Jerry Brown, weeknights at 6 and 11.
Time, son. Thank you. We're back to the Orange Bowl, the start of the second quarter. Joe Paterno said, we'll find out today how good we are. He likes what he's finding out early after a quarter. Penn State leads 10-0. Andre King for Miami. Over the top, out to the 25-yard line. Rain falling at the Orange Bowl. It makes it all the more difficult for the passing game, but that might be, Mike, what Miami needs now from Kenny Kelly, who's been intercepted twice.
Yeah, this is a worst-case scenario for Miami. They wanted to come in, ball control, run the football, play action pass. Now all of a sudden you're down 10-0 early in the game, and Kenny Kelly's going to have to step up and play. I believe Vince Lombardi called it a baptism by fire.
It's been that or worse. 0 for 4 throwing the ball. Actually, he's completed 2 to Penn State. He's been intercepted twice.
So he's 50%.
The wrong way, and here is Kelly going to the run. Looks for Jackson, and Penn State shuts him down. Mac Morrison, 31, the undersung linebacker, who has the toughest linebacker position. He's got to cover the tight end, plays the strong backer.
You know, I'm happy you said that, Don. You know, Arrington, Brandon Short get so much publicity, and this kid, Mac Morrison, is one of the most solid linebackers in the country.
Last possession for Penn State, they went 79 yards in 8 plays, with the final 50 coming on the touchdown throw. And Rashard Casey on that drive was 3 for 3 for 59 yards throwing the ball. 2nd and 9, they go right back to the off-tackle run. Now 2 guys start up downfield.
Uh-oh, look, Jackson's down now.
James Jackson, if he has to leave the game, they have to go to a true freshman. Miami hasn't played in 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago, they were a winner over Ohio State in their opening game of the season over Ohio State. Then they beat Florida A&M 2 weeks ago. But in the Ohio State game, they lost their backup tailback, Najee Davenport, for the season, and now they have James Jackson, a junior, their prime runner, and behind him are 2 true freshmen.
And it looked like Davenport's elbow comes down real hard on the turf right there, and he turns over at a funny angle. On top of it, to add insult to injury, literally, we've got a 15-yard penalty assessed for unnecessary roughness against the University of Miami.
Santana Moss, one of the wide receivers for the Hurricanes, started up downfield with a cornerback, David Macklin, and the call was against Miami, so it's going from bad to worse.
Yeah. Jackson backed up by 2 true freshman running backs, Jarrett Payton, son of Walter, and Clinton Portis.
Portis is in the game now out of Gainesville, Florida. He was a 2,000-yard high school rusher last year. Butch Davis, seen it all go against his team. He's lost his starting linebacker, maybe 2 of them for the day. 2 outside backers, both injured.
Watch Santana Moss working on the All-American. He's got a hold of the face mask, doesn't let go, keeps pulling, pulls him all the way down. Folks, you can almost be disqualified for that right there. That's a 15-yard flagrant foul, should have been called, and Santana, you got to keep your poise.
You want to get your team beat. That's a good way to start. So now it is 3rd and 21 with a run. And while we have a moment, let's go to New York and an update. Here's Tim Brando. Tim?
All right, Don, we have a surprise at Camp Randall Stadium. Cincinnati 2-9 a year ago under Rick Minter. A 51-yard run by Robert Cooper. He has 78 yards on the ground. Ron Dane, 11 for 64 yards. Remember, Penn State does not play Wisconsin this year. Advantage Nittany Lions in the Big Ten. Back to Don.
And here at the Orange Bowl, Miami comes up short again and has to punt the ball. Ball hit end over end downfield. Kenny Watson takes a look at it, and he'll let it roll downfield. It'll be a big punt for the Hurricanes inside the 30-yard line. 52-yard punt and no return. We'll return to the Orange Bowl right after these messages and a word from your local station.
The address is CBS. The King of Queens is headed your way.
I just want to celebrate.
It's the final days of the Ford authorized clearance. Get $2,000 cash back on every '99 Escort sedan, Escort wagon, even ZX2. It's the last chance to get the best offer ever. $2,000 cash back could mean no down payment.
I just want to celebrate.
$2,000 cash back at your local Ford dealer during the final days of the Ford authorized clearance.
Put some muscle in your money during the Super September sale at Rex. Right now, get this RCA 46-inch projection stereo monitor receiver with home theater video system and more for just $14.99. Rex has this Panasonic pound quarter camcorder with 3-inch color LCD monitor for only $4.99. And this Magnavox with VCR Plus programming and bilingual on-screen menu is a low $89. Your dollar buys more during the Super September sale now at Rex.
And lastly, I request that my ashes ascend the Eagle Peak hiking trail one last glorious time, so that I may join with eternity in a moment of quiet reflection.
Uncle Carl.
Hurry in for the best deals all year on the few remaining 99 Sportages in stock.
Storm Team 12's Patrick Core, always ahead of the storm.
The Penn State defense has held the Hurricanes of Miami to a total offense of 11 yards. Canes haven't even been near a long field goal try. Nittany Lions lead at 10-0. Evan Thompson back in at quarterback, hands off, and the carry to the 31-yard line. Coming up on the AXA halftime report, Tim Brando and Spencer Tillman bring you up to date on all the scores and highlights, and they'll preview tonight's blockbuster games. Number 2 Tennessee versus number 4 Florida, as well as number 6 Michigan versus Syracuse. That's all coming up on the AXA halftime report.
Jackson on the bench. They were retaping the ankle. Apparently, he will come back to play.
Thompson gets time. Triggers a beautiful throw. Nice tight spiral. He delivers it low for a 12-yard gain out to the 42-yard line to Shafi Fields. Remember the last time Shafi caught a ball in this game, it was for 50 yards and a touchdown as he was left uncovered.
You know, you're really getting to see the two quarterback system at work. Watch Fields use his speed. It's just a crossing route. Leonard Myers is a man-to-man, not tight at all. I don't understand that. If Myers is going to cross the field, he's got to be on top of him, and Myers has been around long enough to know better.
A 12-yard gain on the play for a first down out to the 42-yard line. Another runner in the game. Larry Johnson is one of the assistant coaches. He doesn't get much, though, as he tries to go wide to the right side of the Miami defense. He's knocked down. Larry Johnson, a sophomore from State College. How did Larry work with the special teams? His brother, Tony Johnson, some think is the best high school football player in the state of Pennsylvania, and he's not sure he wants to go to Penn State because he didn't want to compete with his brother. He, too, is a running back.
That doesn't surprise you, do you? A little sibling rivalry?
Larry Johnson's a tough runner, though.
We talk about total domination. There it is, right there.
2nd and 11. Good play fake. Thompson takes a look. Breaks containment, then he's sacked at the 40-yard line. Third sack of the game for the Miami defense. Damian Lewis, who could be the next in the great line of Miami defensive linemen, number 92. Some had him rated the #1 defensive lineman in the country. Coming out of high school in Sulphur Springs, Texas. He's a redshirt junior. Tremendous player.
This is one of those coverage sacks. Great job in the defensive secondary. It's not there. Thompson's going to try to make something of it. And Damian Lewis showing great speed coming back to make the play.
Inside pass rusher Lewis, and he already has 4 sacks in less than 2.5 games. Third down. Thompson needs 12 on the throw. But get him again as they try to strip the ball. The Canes coming with a vengeance now, just blowing through the offensive blockers of the Penn State Lions. Quincy Hips is the man who's credited with the sack, number 90.
Great job here getting up the field. Defensive end Jamal Green puts the initial heat on him, forces their 55, pushes him out of the pocket. Great play, great series by that Miami defense.
Here's Santana Moss looking to break containment. He cannot. Well covered by the Nittany Lions special teams. And the Hurricanes take over the ball inside their 30-yard line. 35-yard punt, but only a 2-yard return. Canes try again on offense, and we come back to the Orange Bowl.
That was interesting.
The Volkswagen Jetta. Sometimes everything just comes together.
Are you ready to make real noise? To make new friends? To take sharper pictures? Are you ready to build bridges? Learn diplomacy? Learn to swim? Are you ready to turn what you want to do into what you will do? Are you ready? Be all you can be.
Why do I have Aflac insurance on top of my regular health insurance? Because he has his mother's eyes. Because I still have to teach him to whistle. And because Aflac helps cover what other insurance doesn't. If I'm injured, Aflac even provides cash to help pay bills. So why do I have Aflac? Did I mention he has his mother's eyes? Aflac supplemental insurance. Without it, no insurance is complete.
Tim Brando in New York. And coming up on the AXA Halftime Report, Spencer Tillman and I will get you caught up on all the scores and highlights of a big day in college football, including Tim Couch's replacement at Kentucky. Life is good with Dusty Bonner. 5 touchdown passes. Now back to a man who's been in the Orange Bowl many times, Don Criqui.
Don Criquy's done an awful lot of Orange Bowls in this stadium, and Don, it looks like some of the excitement is back in the Orange Bowl.
It is in the stands. Penn State playing the big game, but this has really been a field of dreams for many who played here and cheered here. So many Super Bowls decided here. Orange Bowls and national championships. Here's a throw, an errant one, incomplete. Maplin defending on Santana Moss. Monday on CBS, it's what you waited all summer for. Don't miss the shocking season premiere of the #1 comedy on television, Everybody Loves Raymond. Brand new season starts Monday right here on CBS, America's most watched network. One of the all-time Orange Bowls. January 2nd, '84, when Miami upset Nebraska 31-30 for the Canes' first national championship. Look at that stick. Good to see that Jackson's back in the game, but what a welcome back from one of the great ones in college football, Courtney Brown.
You know, when you watch tape of this Penn State defense, number 86 sticks out. Easily one of the best defensive linemen I've seen in years at the college level. Top of your screen, 86. You can't block him like that from the inside out. He came hard. Fulcher, number 18, the H-back could do nothing with him.
And Mike, Miami does not have a first down yet on offense.
That kind of sums it up.
Penn State really rising up with a tremendous defensive performance, holding a 10-0 lead. Kelly stands in from behind. Courtney Brown, absolutely a dominator. Man they call the Quiet Storm. He wants no part of being a celebrity. Lets his playing do the talking, and it's loud.
The last play, he made the great inside move. Now on the right side of your screen, watch him just throw off number 77, Robert Hall, the tackle. Throws him away and has the dexterity and the quickness to chase down Kenny Kelly. That guy is a #1 certified grade A NFL draft pick.
Is he? He's a senior from Elton, South Carolina, Courtney Brown. That was his 48th tackle for a loss in his career at Penn State. School record. Ooh, a fumble punt. And the Canes get a break at the 34-yard line of Penn State.
Hey, Don, I said to Joe Paterno last night that they've had some trouble catching punts. Kenny Watson dropped one against Pitt. Bruce France dropped one against Arizona. Here's Watson, no pressure. That's an easy catch. You got to get your feet under you, and no problem. Number 3 for Miami, Nick Ward, the senior cornerback, jumps on top of it.
But now we'll see, Mike, if Miami can do anything with the break.
I hope they get aggressive here. I'd like to see him take a shot.
I know one thing, they're going to run away from 86. Man, what a player. Arrington's been quiet. He hasn't done much. He did have that one good play early. Here's a penalty marker, and it's thrown before the snap. But Arrington is a great college football player, number 11 there. Tony said he's as good as he thinks he is, and he thinks he's terrific.
On the offense, 5 yards, it'll be 1st and 15.
Who do you think I am? Now, he's a great football player. Once again, Butch Davis has got to be frustrated right here.
Butch, the son of a high school coach in Oklahoma, played collegiately at Arkansas, started teaching football, he said, on the high school level. As a high school coach for 6 years, and he said, at that level, you really have to teach football because you can't recruit and you can't draft. You got to make guys in the neighborhood better.
Yeah, he's one of those gym rats, though. I mean, his dad was a high school coach at Bixby High School in Oklahoma for 30 years, and I can vouch, my dad was a high school coach for 30 years, and I can tell you, you're breaking down game film by the time you're 10 years old.
And the quarterback for the Miami Hurricanes, Kenny Kelly, his dad, a high school coach at Plant City. Kenny said he retired when Kenny came into college. Boy, this guy in high school was everything. He was, you name the game, he could play it. He was all-state in 4 sports in Florida, Tampa Catholic High School. Baseball, basketball, football, and track and field. I recruited him for the track team for the state championship, and he won it with a long jump of over 23 feet.
And had no trouble getting a date to the senior prom.
Hasn't even practiced it. He just has it. But not today. This Penn State defense has it. Kelly looks. Here comes the rush. They nail him for a huge loss. This is Perpakis. His 5th sack of the season. A loss of 12.
Yeah, like Mac Morrison, another one of those unsung heroes. Just a solid football player. 37, top of your screen. Gets past the block of Hall. McPartland can't get to him, and there is, once again, a rookie mistake. You can't take the sack here. 2 bad plays in a row have taken him completely out of field goal position. Kenny Kelly's got to step up in that situation instead of back.
They started this drive at the 34 of Penn State after the fumble punt by the Nittany Lions. Now they have it 2nd and 26. Kelly goes to the run. Jackson straight ahead, not for very much. Got about 3 yards to the 46-yard line.
You think the faithful here like that play call?
Well, the way they're sitting back in the coverage, they're waiting for Kelly to throw the deep ball. Jackson has only 12 yards rushing on 9 carries.
Yeah, they have completely stopped the Miami rush game. And Don, what happens is that's the basis of their whole offensive attack. If they can't run the ball, then play action means nothing.
Well, that is the truth. They've got to get something going on the ground. The Canes with virtually no offense.
They're 3rd about 30, and I guarantee you Butch has none of those plays on his chart.
Kelly from the shotgun, running out of time. Buys some time with his feet. Here comes Perpakis. He's picked off. Long ball to the end zone. Tipped away from Santana Moss. Derek Fox knocked it away. Moss, who has tremendous speed and leaping ability, waiting to go up for it, but Fox makes another big play. The senior strong safety from Canton, Ohio.
Fox got a little lazy here. He had the deep pass covered. When a quarterback scrambles, you got to get depth. Good job by Kelly trying to make a play, getting it to his big play guy. Now you've got two guys with 40-inch vertical leaps. Look at Moss get up there, but Fox, no slouch himself, makes the play.
Canes have to punt, angling to the near sideline. And we'll see where they mark it with 6:31 to play in the first half. They'll take over will the Penn State Nittany Lions at their 21.
You can buy a Gateway Essential PC for $899. Or you can buy a PC from a bargain basement company for $499. Then add a monitor, lots of software, 24/7 tech support, a year on the internet, and end up paying over $1,200. With Gateway, you'll get all that, and you still end up paying $899. Which one's the real bargain? Call 1-800-GATEWAY for a Gateway Essential PC with an Intel Celeron processor.
28 different children from 28 different families with 28 different futures whose parents all share the need for help making informed decisions on what matters most: their health, their finances, their future. One name, Aetna, for what matters most.
Great day in the morning. What once was lost now is found.
I thought these were extinct.
That's what they said about the coelacanth.
A full-size spare, just one of over 40 features now standard on the new Jetta.
It's a prehistoric fish. Disappeared over 10,000 years ago, and they caught one off the coast of Madagascar. Coelacanth.
When you just want to jump and shout, nothing feels like country. Join Shania Twain, Dixie Chicks, Tim McGraw, and Faye Hill performing live. Woo! Vince Gill hosts the CMA's Live CBS Wednesday.
A hot sunny day has turned in now to a rainy day in South Florida. Rain falling doesn't bother Coach Joe Paterno, as his Nittany Lions have dominated, leading 10-0. Miami with a total offense of -2 yards because of the sacks. Here comes Aaron Harris. Blocky runner at 5'11", 231, but still can get outside.
Well, not exactly the fun and gun, but let's take a look at our Sun America virtual playbook. Penn State has run 9 reverses in 3 games this year. Number 2, Shawnee Fields has been the main recipient. What they do, shades of Steve Spurrier, if he goes in cross motion, they snap the ball right there, quarterback hands off, and it turns into a sweep. At that point, Shawnee just using that 4-3 speed and taking off. And Steve Spurrier and Joe Paterno have had a great relationship over the last few years, and I think, Don, he's feeling right out of that playbook.
Why not? It works. Shawnee Fields has run the ball 4 times this year for almost 29 yards a carry. Eric McCoo is hit from behind. Breaks free. There could be more turnovers, though, Mike, because this rain of wet ball, a lot of humidity anyway. And there's a gain of virtually no yards. Webster was on the stop of Eric McCoo, a sophomore from Red Bank, New Jersey, who was maybe regarded as at least one of the top 3 running backs in the country when he came out of Red Bank High School.
Yeah, Penn State, that's redundant. They're all the top 3.
You got a guy averaging 9.5 a carry, Omar Easy, doesn't see the field that much. Davis said they won't have any 1,000-yard rushes because they got too many good guys. Nobody will get enough carries. Here's a throw downfield and almost picked. A lot of pressure on the quarterback, Kevin Thompson.
Kevin Thompson's pass. Great pressure on that. Kevin Thompson's got to be careful. You can't throw the football into coverage in a situation like that. Either take the sack or throw it away. Mack from the outside, 51. Joseph from the inside. And there comes the blitzing. Nate Webster. Take the sack or throw it away, but don't throw it up for grabs.
Thompson, 6'5". As a retired police officer in Damascus, Maryland. 3rd down. Thompson and the Nittany Lions lead 9. With high throw off the hands of Eddie Drummond at the midfield line. So the Canes defense hold, and the Lions have to punt it.
Well, when we talked to Joe Paterno and his offensive coordinator, Fran Ganner, about the game-breaking ability of Eddie Drummond, they said, yeah, but he's inconsistent at times, both with catching the football and running routes. And you can see right there, Kevin Thompson can't throw it any better than that.
Off the hands on this wet day of Eddie Drummond. Santana Moss back now for Miami. Awaiting the punt at his 25. Gonna get room to run this back. Santana Moss find out run people and very good special teams coverage. Look at that defensive end, 37 for Pecos. Come down and sweep him under.
Both teams use starters on their special teams just to reinforce the point that Paterno and Davis strongly believe that special teams in a big play, in a big game, make the difference.
Coming up on the AXA halftime report, Tim Brando and Spencer Tillman will bring you up to date on all the scores and highlights. And they'll preview tonight's blockbuster games on CBS. Number 2, Tennessee versus number 4, Florida, as well as number 6, Michigan against Syracuse. That's all coming up on the AXA halftime report. I'll tell you, Spencer Tillman, he knows what it is for the glory days here in the Orange Bowl, and he ran the ball for Oklahoma. Here's a throw up the middle. Tight end gets his first ball. The All-American tight end from Miami, Bubba Franks. But so what? First completion of the game for Kenny Kelly, a gain of 3 yards.
And they get the mock cheer from the stands there for the first completion. Bubba Franks is 6'6", 260. NFL can't wait for him to come out.
There's Kelly, 1 for 7. But 2 to the Penn State defensive backs. Intercepted twice. They talk about his confidence and his leadership. They say he won't get down when things go wrong. They need him now more than ever. Here's a handoff. Jackson turning wide, turning up, breaking it ahead. Jackson's ahead for a gain of 8 yards and a first down for the Hurricanes. James Boyd, the free safety, got him down for Penn State.
This is vintage James Jackson. Watch him after the block bounce this thing to the outside. McPartland, the fullback, gets the block on 96. Arrington gets hooked inside. Look at the cut right there away from Brandon Short. That's a big-time run right there by James Jackson.
It advances the ball out to the 47-yard line. Pitch back to Jackson, looking for blockers. Gets some room. Big hit. Strong safety, Derek Fox. He is a player, Derek Fox. Makes the shoulder block tackle and knocked down for a gain of 3 yards. It'll be second down at 7.
You know, Fox's uncle was one of my favorite safeties. When I was a safety at Boston College, his uncle Tim was the starting safety for the New England Patriots.
That's right. First round for F-Choice.
You're right.
Ohio State.
Exactly. He's gotten counsel both from his uncle and also from former Penn State great Mike Zordich, who played for several years in the NFL.
More than several. Mike was a career guy. Too smart to cut him even when he lost speed. Kelly buys time, fires on the run. Look at that throw. That's what Kenny Kelly can do when he's on his game. Santana Moss coming off the flank, turning out, 16-yard gain and a first down.
And a big grin right there from Kenny Kelly. I think a little pressure has been relieved. This showcases his ability right here. Play action. He gets outside Arrington, who bit on the play action. Look at the arm strength, rolling out to his right, hitting Moss right on the number 6. Two big things. Arrington gets blocked by number 62, Richard Mercier, who lost his helmet, and great arm strength by Kenny Kelly.
He's been a tremendous player from age 9 when he was the best Pop Warner League player in America. Led his team to the national championship, Kenny Kelly. Jackson runs. Time becoming a factor now, down to 3:37 and running in the second quarter.
Watch Arrington on the previous play here, taking on Mercier. Look right at the point of attack. There comes the helmet. Mercier, the Canadian, doesn't know whether to go get the helmet or chase after the play.
Just his helmet left his shoulders. That's good. Second down. Canes need 6. Rain falling. They're down by 10. Kelly with a fastball comes in low. He's a center fielder in that Tampa Bay Devil Rays minor league operation is Kenny Kelly.
We keep talking about the good and the bad. We saw the good a couple of plays ago. That was the bad. Wide open, get rid of the football, throw it low and outside, not inside, where a Penn State defender has a chance to make the play.
Kelly was so good young when he was 12 years old. His dad had him working with the varsity at Plant City High School. He was thrown to their wide receivers. He was the best quarterback. He wasn't eligible then. He was in grammar school. Canes are 0 for 5 on third down. They need 6. Kelly throws. He gets Bubba Franks, who loses the ball. What do you do here now, Mike? Fourth down at the 32-yard line.
He's got Crossland coming in the game. You know, that was a bad pass, bad catch. You got to make that play. And Butch is going to take time and think about it here. Okay, what do we got? 3 minutes left on. Down 10. Ball's on about the 31-yard line.
Crossland has struggled with his field goals this season. Back in a moment.
Used to be, if I want something done right, I called me. It worked. Until I tried to quit smoking. I needed more than me. I got Nicorette. Nicorette helped me 2 ways. I used it on a regular schedule to help prevent my cravings, and for unexpected cravings, I was ready with an extra piece. I used to be a slave to cigarettes. Nicorette helped me hang on, helped me win. Now that I'm nicotine-free, I gotta tell you, it feels good to win.
Now Nicorette is available in mint. What a refreshing choice. You can do it. Nicorette can help.
Hi, I'm Bob Vila. You know, your home is your sanctuary. The one place you and your children should feel safe. But there can be dangers, too, and some of them are not so obvious. Improperly wired outlets that can electrocute, water coolers that can burn, household cleaners that can kill, lead paint that can poison. To find out about them, call HUD.
For a free brochure on HUD's Healthy Homes and FHA loans, just call. HUD and FHA are on your side.
What's up? Get your motor running for the Wild season premiere.
There was a breeze blowing up my shorts that felt like Christmas.
The King of Queens premieres CBS Monday.
Butch Davis just gave his Canes the call. Go for it on fourth down. Ball positioned at the 31-yard line, almost the 32 of Penn State. They need 6.
I think they've got to get Kenny Kelly out on the edge with a chance to run or throw the football.
Rain falling. The blitzer's coming. Kelly steps in. He's on the run. Look at that move. But Kelly is taken down. No, he's not. He breaks the tackle, and he's inside the 15-yard line. He's not done till he's down to the 7. Pulling rabbits out of hats. 18 yards. He was done.
Fumble, Penn State.
Penn State has the ball. After the 18-yard run, a spectacular play. Brandon Short had him, and he's on his way down, and he got free.
We have seen both young quarterbacks make spectacular plays only to have it end up in catastrophe. Watch the play getting away from Brandon Short right here. That's got to be a tackle. Great leg strength, gets away from another tackle. Hold on to the football. There it comes. Big-time hit at the end of the play by Fox. Ball comes loose. And boy, is that a huge play by the Penn State defense.
He really was carrying the ball rather loosely. Look at Butch Davis.
Experience all the emotions in one run by your quarterback.
Kelly, though, Mike, will keep you on the edge of your seat.
Oh, he and Casey.
Handoff. Gaines again knocked down the runner. Eric McCoo for virtually no gain. It'll be second down and 10 from the 8-yard line. Tackler was Damian Lewis, 92. There's Kelly getting some instruction on the sideline. Hold the ball. Look at the rain falling. This is really working in Penn State's favor. It was in the 90s here yesterday with very high humidity. And then there's a front moving in from off the Gulf.
Don, when we drove over here at about 12:30, it was 90 degrees and high humidity. So Penn State's certainly getting a break.
But the turnover count will build as this game goes on because there are knockout hitters out there, and it's wet. Long ball downfield. Beautifully covered. Leonard Myers on the very fast Eddie Drummond, but Leonard can run himself. Hit him stride for stride.
Yeah, that's great coverage on a guy that runs 4-3, and I give Joe Paterno credit there. He took the shot If it's intercepted, it's just like a long punt. But what that does do is it stops the clock with 2 minutes left. Look at the coverage. A little push off, but they both did it. Good no call by the ref who's right on the play there. Good no call.
It's interesting. We talked to Joe last night about how the game has changed in his 50 years on the sideline at Penn State. Said videotape has made a big difference. Said it used to be you had to hire a coach away from somebody else to find out what they were doing. Now everybody has everything on videotape.
They take it right off the satellite, too.
Thompson, 4 for 9. Goes to the run. Harris, caught from behind, knocked down at the 5-yard line. 1:53 to play.
Got to get a timeout. Butch wants a timeout. There it goes. See, Joe allowed them by throwing the ball on second down, gave them an opportunity to stop the clock twice and only use one timeout. He's talking to Fran Ganner, his offensive coordinator. There's the delay handoff. Great job from the inside out. You can't block number 92, Damian Lewis. Big-time capability.
Yeah, he is about in that unblockable category, and he's got a guy on the other side is the same way, Courtney Brown.
Okay.
What players? This Courtney Brown.
Yeah, Courtney Brown's as good as there is in the country. I like what Butch Davis and Greg Schiano, the defensive coordinator for Miami, said yesterday regarding Damian Lewis. They talked about the legacy of great defensive tackles, the Warren Sapp, Jerome Brown, Cortez Kennedy, but those guys didn't have to play till they were juniors.
Yeah.
Damian Lewis had to step in as a freshman, and he's just reaching his peak now.
Greg Schiano, the young defensive coordinator for Miami, spent 6 years as an assistant at Penn State, then the last 3 years with the Chicago Bears. And he's really stepped up this defense. He comes with a mantra, attack, attack, attack. That's his game plan.
I like that word, that mantra thing.
Well, that's what he says. Joe Paterno said, I hated to lose him when he left for the Bears. 4th down. Pat Pigeon backed into his end zone for the Nittany Lions.
See if they come after him. Why not?
They're coming after him. Pigeon steps in and hits a beauty, a high spiral. Tough catch for Santana Moss, who makes it at the 38-yard line with 1:42 left to play in the half. 33-yard punt. No return. That's tough duty out there, Mike. Catching punts in the rain. You were there.
Hey, I returned punts at Boston College, and I averaged 6 feet 2 inches per return. I fake left, fake right, and fell forward.
That's it. That was the year that your 0-11, your 11th loss was in Japan.
That's correct. The Japanese people thought we were undefeated because they read from right to left.
11, you had good guys in that team. Fred Smerlis.
Freddie Smerlis, all-pro, as you know, for the Buffalo Bills for years. We had some talent, but I think we were lacking in coaching that particular year.
Kelly swings it out. Jackson gets the ball and somehow gets downfield. He's on the way. He's inside the 20 and gets out of bounds. So they save a timeout. 1:32 left. LeVar Arrington ran him down, but he did it 21 yards downfield.
That's a great call by Butch Davis. I thought Richard Mercier, number 62, almost had a hole. He's going to get out in front of Jackson on the screen. 62 Mercier's going to slide. Watch him right there. Look at him. He's still holding on to Mac Morrison. So, look, he pulled him down from behind. The play wasn't called. Good hustle by Arrington.
So the Canes trying to get on the board. Rain falling, 1:32 to go in the half. Kelly gets a little time, tries some more, takes a look. Off he goes and heads for the sideline and smartly dances out of bounds. And stops the clock. He gets flattened over there. 7-yard gain, but he does stop the clock with 1:23 to go.
A lot of positive things happening for the Hurricanes offensively right now, these last 2 series. Kenny Kelly's got to keep the momentum going, and Don, it's critical they get on the scoreboard before halftime.
Really is. They'll be right back in the game. It's 10-0. Second half is going to be wild because there's going to be turnovers and crazy things happening in the rain.
Yeah, between the rain and these young quarterbacks, all kinds of things are going to happen.
Just like we like it. Miami fans, they don't back off. Tonight in prime time, the Home Depot College Football is back with a split national spectacular. Many of you will see the defending national champions from Tennessee go into the swamp to battle the Florida Gators. Or the Michigan Wolverines look to deliver Big Ten payback to the Syracuse Orangemen, who beat them last year at Ann Arbor. Check your local listings. A tremendous day of college football here on CBS.
Yeah, I love that Tennessee-Florida game, Don. How about that, huh? The guys that play at Florida, not one of them has ever lost at the Swamp. And I think it's going to happen tonight. I think Tennessee beats Florida at the Swamp on their way to a possible second national championship.
Well, if this weather moves up to Gainesville, it'll be a swamp.
They're anticipating this weather up there.
Coach Paterno hasn't lost a step. 72 years old. Say he outworks more energy than anybody on the staff. Asked him if he's going to retire. I said, what would I do? He said, I'd like to coach football. He doesn't like golf.
A lot of speculation as to who would succeed him over the years. Fran Ganner, his offensive coordinator, has been the most logical guy, especially with Jerry Sandusky, his longtime defensive coordinator, retiring after this season.
Second down. Canes need 2. Challenging at the 10-yard line of Penn State. Now they take too long and lose 5. Got to check the play clock.
Substitution, 12 men on the field on the offense, 5 yards.
Every time they get close, they self-destruct offensively. A fumble, a penalty.
Their place kicker, as you know, Mike, is only 2 for 5 so far this year. Andy Croston, so they're a little wary about trying a field goal. They'd like to get in the end zone, obviously.
Yeah, it's a little weird, Don. I mean, he's 1 for 4 from 20 to 29 yards, and the guy's been consistently a top-notch kicker the last couple of years.
It's all on Kelly now. They're going to be moving him around. And Penn State's going to be coming for him. Here they come. Kelly throws and makes the connection. They can't get out of bounds, though. The clock runs as the ball's advanced about 4 yards to the 12-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 4.
This is critical down and distance right now. 3rd and 4. Got to make a first down. They still have timeouts remaining. Butch Davis desperately looking for 6 instead of 3.
Handoff. They go to Jackson. Well, they try to catch the Penn State Lions in an all-out pass rush.
Wow.
And they weren't buying. The free safety James Boyd makes the stop.
I think Butch is probably a little concerned about what happened the last time he put it in Kenny Kelly's hands in a big situation. Tried to sneak a run in on them, and they're going to have to settle for the field goal attempt.
Crossland, he was well worth the scholarship. Kicks field goals, extra points, punts, kicks off, does it all. 29-yard attempt on the way, and he splits him. So the Canes get points late in the second quarter. 23 seconds left in the half. It's 10-3 Penn State. Nittany Lions gets the ball when Miami kicks off when we come back. Back at the Orange Bowl, Don Criqui with Mike Mayock. 23 seconds left to play in the first half. In the rain, an array of mistakes and turnovers in the game. But it's a tight game, in Miami, which had no offense for virtually the first quarter and a half, Mike, now gets some breaks and moves the ball some and does get points, trailing the Nittany Lions 10-3.
Yeah, and you might want to criticize Butch Davis for that conservative 3rd down call, but I don't. I think he knew how important it was to get points on the board. He couldn't afford an interception or a fumble, so I think he opted for the conservative call to get the points on the board.
Crossland kicks off, a high spinning kick. Watson. He who hesitates, is he lost? Well, he's taken down to the 12-yard line. And so the Nittany Lions, in their wisdom, will run it into the line and run out the first half. In the second quarter, Miami had -2 yards offense at one point. Now they're up to 87. Penn State is 124 yards. He's the first guy you have to see.
You know what? Kenny dropped the punt, and then he compounded it by coming out of the end zone. And you know that little Italian from Brooklyn's the first guy you're going to see on the way to the sideline.
Thompson gingerly puts the ball down, and they'll head to the locker room with a lot more to come, and a lot more to come at halftime on this big day in college football on CBS. At the end of the first half with a score, the Nittany Lions of Penn State 10, Miami 3. And now we send it to Tim Brando in New York. And the Canes 10-3.
I'm from AXA Advisors.
AXA Advisors. Yes.
That's a new name.
For thousands of financial professionals, like me
And me.
we help people take the long view, achieve goals like college tuition,
A secure retirement.
a better life,
It's all based
on a relationship, a long-term relationship, and soon, very soon,
We can start working.
together.
Building your future.
AXA Advisors, building futures.
She has small hands, so she can really get in your mouth. Our older patients have a lot of fun.
She's even gone as far as to floss them sometimes for me.
I won the Crest Elderly Service Award for Excellence in Dentistry. It spurs you on to pay attention to the geriatric population.
I've asked Tammy if are my teeth going to last me the rest of my life, and she said, oh, yes.
I would give her the Supreme Award for taking care of old men like me.
Gene Littler also playing a 6. Hit nicely. Covering the flag all the way. Right for it. A terrific shot.
Oh, look at this.
Beautiful. What a great shot.
Hello, welcome to Home Depot. I am the Professor Roland. Home Depot University is a whole series of classes. It's different from our clinics. We'll have painting, electrical, plumbing.
Everything I tell you here is on the level.
Confidence really comes from hands-on.
And I'm loving it.
They get a full-blown diploma and they get a badge.
Congratulations. Let's hear it for Home Depot University.
See you next week.
They've been struggling at the plate, but there's a nice breeze blowing out towards right field.
From spring to fall, you can feel it in the air. From the sunshine leagues of Florida to the farmlands of the prairies. From the schoolyards of New York to the golden fields of California, it's allergy season. That's why there's Claritin, the #1 prescribed antihistamine in America. Talk to your doctor about Claritin, and when the umpire yells, "Play ball," you'll be ready. Claritin, the official allergy medication of Major League Baseball. Claritin has a low occurrence of side effects such as headache, drowsiness, fatigue, and dry mouth, similar to sugar pill.
Thursday, the creator of Ally McBeal and The Practice is checking into Chicago Hope.
Anybody want to save a life? Clear!
New attitude.
He didn't have a hernia. Somebody bit off his...
What? New faces.
This place just gets better and better.
It's a whole new Hope.
Let's do it.
All new Chicago Hope. Season premiere, CBS Thursday.
At the half, the Nittany Lions, a slight favorite, lead the Hurricanes 10-3 at the Orange Bowl. Don Quickie with Mike Mayock. A major weather front has moved into South Florida, so this entire second half is going to be played in the rain. We had a lot of turnovers in the first half, 5 in total. Kenny Kelly, the quarterback for the Miami Hurricanes, Mike, had a particularly tough half. 2 interceptions and a fumble.
Right.
But they say he's the guy that'll keep it going. He's got a lot of,
He's going to have to, Don, because let's face it, they got no running game. They only picked up 47 yards rushing in the first half. If they can't improve on that, Kenny Kelly's going to have to make some plays.
Richard Casey, to the contrary, has been perfect. Now, here is some first-half action. Harrington and a punter, an ongoing story. Here is Richard Casey. He was 3 of 3 in the first half for 58 yards, 50 coming on this touchdown to Shafi Field, only touchdown of the half. Now the team's coming back out onto the playing field. As we take a look at the halftime stats, they're not overwhelming numbers. Brought to you by the U.S. Army.
And you know what? We talked about rushing yards. Neither team has established the run and turnovers. And I really believe, A, turnovers, and B, the young quarterbacks are going to decide this football game.
Miami will kick off to start the third quarter of play. Hurricanes kicking off to the open end of the field towards the Atlantic. The storm front's coming in off the west coast of Florida, off the Gulf of Mexico. They're counting their blessings in South Florida, dodging Floyd. A lot of heroism down here, though, like in North Florida. Those Navy divers going into the water in tumultuous seas off Jacksonville. What heroes, in saving 8 men who had been on a tug that went down. Here's the kickoff. Hit downfield, and Kenny Watson from the 2-yard line for the Nittany Lions. Breaks it. Moves to the outside, trying to get by the kicker. He does, and they finally get him from behind, but a brilliant return. Well, that's coaching when you got the open lane set up by all that blocking in front of him, and Watson used every one of them, Mike.
Hey, that's from the outhouse to the penthouse right there. Remember, Watson in the first half dropped the punt and returned a quick kickoff he shouldn't have. Now he does a great job setting up his blocks, cutting back. Look at 17, Crossland, the kicker. He's going to try and make a last-second dive right there. Good hustle by the kicker to make a game-saving tackle right there.
53-yard return by Kenny Watson. Remember, he was addressed rather sternly by Coach Paterno after he fumbled that punt earlier. Thompson throws, gets a man ahead for a gain of about 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 5 from the 41-yard line. Tight end Tony Stewart makes the play.
Good speed for a big guy. I mean, you're looking at a 6'5", 255-pound stud that runs about a 4.7 40. That's excellent speed for a tight end with that kind of size.
Penn State leading 10-3. Lee Thompson's numbers. Bringing those linebackers in and out. Lining the blitz. Handoff McCoo. Turning back, running well, needed 5, got 6. First down, Nittany Lions to the 36-yard line. Hale Blades, the free safety, made the tackle for Miami.
Nice job by Jordan Caruso, their short guard, pulling out, and also Caramelli, their fullback. This is one of their favorite plays. You can see Caramelli right there and 74 Caruso. There's the kick out, and there is, right on the inside, the cutoff block by Caramelli. Great job.
Opening drive of the second half. Usually a critical one in determining a game. Often. First down. Thompson dumps it off. Eddie Drummond. He's down close to the 25-yard line and just short of a first down. A gain of maybe 10 yards. We'll see where they spot the ball. Might be a first down. Dan Morgan, taken up in the first half, had the hamstring injury. He's back in, starting the second half, and makes the tackle.
Great protection here by the offensive line. Number 93, Barreau, can't get there. If Thompson puts the ball out in front of the receiver here, and he knows it, look at him, he's a little disappointed. If he puts the ball out in front of Drummond, he might still be running.
They get it by the nose of the football, so the Nittany Lions drive on. Joe Paterno saw a season a year ago start out fast like it has this year. 3-0 with the Nittany Lions last year. Then they went to #1 Ohio State and got beaten. And before the season was done, they were hammered by Michigan and Wisconsin. Ended up at 9-3 and in the Outback Bowl.
They couldn't stop the run last year, but so far today, great job.
Thompson with a timing pattern gets the ball out to Sam Crenshaw on the far flank. And Crenshaw taken down by Edward Reed. There is a gain on the play of 4 yards, 2nd down and 6.
When you talk to most top quarterbacks about this kind of weather, most of them will tell you the rain doesn't bother them that much. It's the wind. I think where you're going to see some of the problems is with the receivers and the running back holding on to the football.
We saw Bernie Kosar at halftime, the guy who quarterbacked Miami to its first national championship. I asked him about the rain. He said they practice in this a lot, so this is harder on the defensive backs than the offense. Ciramelli on 2nd down and 6 gets ahead for only a yard to the 21-yard line. Dan Morgan, he makes the stop.
Yeah, the problem as a defensive back in this kind of weather, obviously, is that you're going backwards and anticipating having to come out of a break as fast as you can. Wide receiver has the advantage.
Big hurricane following, now kicks in. A sold-out orange ball. 3rd down. Needing 6. Throw and a catch to the tight end. Tony Stewart is down for a 1st down to the 5-yard line. A gain of 14 yards on the play, and the Nittany Lions drive on to open the 2nd half.
Really a well-conceived play there. The front side of the formation cleared it out, and number 89, Stewart, the tight end, crossing your screen right now, came underneath the 2 wideouts who pushed the D-backs off deep.
Nice grab, fingertips in the rain. 1st and goal, just outside the 5. McCoo to the 2. 2nd down and goal. He was the first freshman, Eric McCoo, to lead Penn State in rushing as a freshman since DJ Dozier in '83 when McCoo did it last year. Dan Morgan makes another stop. Undersized and relentless. Dan Morgan.
Look at 91, R.J. Luke. He's a 3rd-team fullback. They use him as an H-back. Look at the block he puts on number 94 right there, William Joseph. He's a thug. 91 could wear 61 or 71. It doesn't matter.
2nd and goal. McCoo. Wide and in, standing up. And Penn State, with a perfectly executed opening drive that was ignited by the 53-yard kickoff return by Watson. And now they take it right down and in. Eric McCoo on the payoff end, and the Nittany Lions extend to a 16-3 lead.
How about the dancing moves here? I mean, they're coming at his feet, 1 step, boom, no problem. I'm going to the Copacabana tonight.
All the moves and into the end zone. Travis Forney to try the point after. Snap and set down are good. Nittany Lions 17-3.
Great move right there, getting to the corner. Defensive coordinator Greg Schiano, the former Penn State coach. You think he's happy? I don't.
So Penn State drives down the field and takes a 17-3 lead.
Outside, its aggressive V6 engine gives you the power to run wild. Inside, it's as quiet as the open plains. Motor Week's best small SUV of the year, the V6 Grand Vitara. From Suzuki.
That's a Suzuki!
I hope she got my good side.
I think AOL is one big community.
It's not hard at all to use.
Customer service is always there to help.
I've never heard of anybody else having what AOL has.
People that are on are just like you.
America Online. So easy to use, no wonder it's #1. Sign up today.
This is the Big New Yorker pizza from Pizza Hut. Now, this is what pizza's supposed to be. Look at this thing. 16 inches of real street corner pizza dripping with over a pound of cheese. And now it's just $8.99. So if you want to feed a lot of big mouths without taking a big hit in the wallet, try the Big New Yorker from Pizza Hut. Try it already.
Introducing new Smooth Mint Scope. It keeps your breath feeling clean and fresh longer. It kills bad breath germs, and now its tingle lasts and lasts. Because finding true love is just a matter of time. So be ready with new Smooth Mint Scope. Feel the tingle longer.
What would you do with a crystal face hand polished to withstand 2 tons of unadulterated pressure? What would you do with a tachymetric scale so precise it can survive 240-degree heat? What would you do with the world-renowned Alpha Expedition timepiece? Well, you'd probably just use it to tell time. And at $6,500, that watch could cost you over $30,000 in retirement savings. We just thought you should know. Ask a financial advisor about Sun America, the retirement specialist.
We got to know more. CBS Sports Line.
In '94, he had 7 sacks.
Where are you getting all this information?
It's all right here, an alumni tracker.
CBS Sports Line, when you've got to know more. Back to the Orange Bowl. Rain continuing to fall. And the Miami Hurricanes needing to get something going now. They have a sign in their locker room. The road to the top is always uphill. It is for them now if we're to get back in this game. Running the kickoff back for Miami, Andre King. And he's going to be knocked down across the 15-yard line. Monday on CBS, take a regular guy whose life is filled with women and let the games begin. Alfred Molina stars with Sharon Lawrence in the series premiere of Ladies' Man, right after the King of Queens, right here on CBS. Great day of college football on CBS, America's most watched network. Tonight, a split national feed. Many of you will see Tennessee and Florida from Gainesville. Others will see Michigan at Syracuse. Handoff up the middle. Gaines try to run. Jackson the ball carrier, and they're putting both arms on the ball here now, Mike, for good reason. Yeah, they really need to. They can ill afford any kind of turnover with this kind of field position.
First period for the time.
Pecos.
Don't get me started on stockbrokers. I had one for the better part of 10 years. Let me tell you something. The only one who was broker was me. With Ameritrade, it's so simple. I sit down at my computer, a couple of clicks, and I can see for myself. $8 a trade. My stockbroker says you're going to hate online trading. You can add that to the long list of things he was wrong about.
Call toll-free 888-537-8320 or visit Ameritrade.com. Ameritrade, the way to trade, period.
I'm going right by you now.
Hey, y'all, give me some help. You getting tired? You need some oxygen?
All right, come on. Now what? We've lost power because of the lightning in the area. Another run to the near side on 3rd down and 7. They give the ball to James Jackson, the Miami Hurricanes do, and he's ahead to about the 27-yard line, short of a first down by a yard and a half. So the Canes, on their first drive of the second half, will have to punt the ball.
Ominous beginning for the Canes, just like the first half. This time Penn State takes the opening kickoff, goes down and scores. Miami stopped on downs on their initial drive.
Bruce Branch is back to our right, ready to return the punt for Penn State.
We'll pick you up. We've heard your complaints about changing your oil filter, trying to grip that slippery filter. That's why Fram, America's #1 filter, now has Sure Grip, a rough texture top for easy gripping and installing.
It makes changing your oil filter a lot easier.
We welcome you back to our New York studios, and we apologize. We have lost our feed from Miami. Tim Brando along with Spencer Tillman, and our college football today does roll on. As soon as we've ironed out the problems at the Orange Bowl, we will get you back out to Don Criqui and Mike Mayotte for further coverage of Penn State and Miami. As a matter of fact, I'm being told as we speak that Miami and Penn State are ready to go. We have power, Houston. We're going to take you back to the launching pad. Remember, a touchdown just scored moments ago by Penn State. They lead by 2 touchdowns. Again, we apologize for the brief glitch. Back out to Don Criqui.
Thanks, Tim. Power back on. Penn State with the ball, leading 17-3 after driving for a touchdown on the opening possession of the 3rd quarter.
big defensive series for Miami. Penn State took it to them on that initial drive. They've got to make a stop here.
1st and 10. Kevin Thompson, who started the game at quarterback. This is Omar Easy, the guy averaging 9.5 yards a run. Call him a track star who's really learning to play football. Born in Jamaica, played high school football in Everett, Massachusetts. Some people had him rated as good as there was, but he's still learning the game. Tremendous ability, though. Huge and fast. 6'1", 245, and one of the fastest players on the team.
You know, Fran Ganner said he was a track star emerging as a football player. I mean, the guy's 6'1", 245. In a pair of track shorts, he's killer.
On that run, he got nothing. 2nd and 10. Thompson, quick drop. Ball skips to the hands of his receiver, and Thompson is pounded. Coming in to get him was Damian Lewis. Talk about the long line of great defensive linemen. Well, number 92 is another one of them.
Don, that was a situation. Look at Dan Morgan, number 44, one of the best athletes on the team. The ball goes right through his hands. Dan Morgan makes that catch 99 out of 100 times, but in the rain, Dan Morgan couldn't hold the football, and that would have given them great field position.
So that brings up 3rd down and 10. Drummond on the run. Can he outrace the pursuit? He cannot. Knocked out of bounds all the way back at the 20. So as Butch Davis said, the Miami program is built on speed. That's our trademark, and they had more than Eddie Drummond, who's the fastest Nittany Lion.
Watch Michael Barreau, 93. He does just enough to force Drummond to bounce it outside. That gives the inside-out pursuit right there. 98 Sweeney an opportunity, and there's nowhere to go for Drummond. Michael Barreau made a great play forcing the big bounce out.
Pat Pigeon dropping back to punt now for Penn State, standing inside his 5. Booms the ball downfield. Santana Moss loses it, picks it up. Shortest distance between 2 points. He starts straight ahead and gets 5 yards after a 50-yard punt. So Kelly and the Canes offense gets the ball when we come back.
I will pursue greater growth opportunities to reach my goals.
Historically, being aggressive has made sense. Despite 9 recessions since World War II, the market's up 71-fold because earnings are up 58-fold. Earnings drive the market.
The Fidelity Aggressive Growth Fund seeks companies with accelerated earnings or revenue growth potential. See what Fidelity Money Management Excellence can do for you. Get the fact kit today. Call 1-800-FIDELITY or visit fidelity.com.
At last, a mini SUV with enough power to take you anywhere you want to go. And enough space and comfort to make the journey enjoyable. Introducing the all-new V6 Grand Vitara from Suzuki.
Excuse me, is that really a Suzuki? It's very nice.
And now a look at this week's Suzuki Heisman Watch Update.
To Purdue fans, he's refreshing as a cool breeze. Boilermaker quarterback Drew Brees, Spence, he's special.
Yes, he is special, Tim. He single-handedly transformed this whole image and impression of the conference. As you take a look at this guy, he can make every throw imaginable. Today, 25 of 39 for 320 yards, 2 touchdowns today. I like him because he's from Texas. He's special.
For more information on the Suzuki Heisman Watch, log on to cbs.sportsline.com.
Here we are, Tim, back at the Orange Bowl in Miami. Kelly is now 4 for 12 throwing the ball for 42 yards. He's fumbled once, though, fumbled it away after a brilliant run. And he's thrown 2 interceptions, but they got to start throwing now. They're not going to get running the ball against this Penn State defense. Timing pattern, near side. The ball is flipped out nicely. They head for a gain of about 5 yards to Mondrell Fulcher, working as the fullback, but he's a converted tight end.
Fulcher's a pretty interesting story. Played a lot of fullback and tight end here. They use him as a combination fullback, H-back, and he can also catch the football with good deceiving speed for a guy his size.
Big guy from Coffeyville, Kansas. Very fast. Second down and a long 5. Jackson cuts up, cuts in. He's ahead for a gain of 4 yards. He got out to the 49-yard line. Third down and 1 for Miami. Brandon Short, the middle backer. They said he came back for his senior year, Mike, because he had unfinished business. I meant by that a national championship.
And Penn State's happy he did. Look at Arrington. Great speed. Overran the play. The two things I noticed on tape, number one, you can cut him in space, and number two, sometimes he over pursues and misses tackle.
Jackson finds a gap on third down. Good blocking from the right side. Led by Joaquin Gonzalez. Center Ty Wise got out of the linebacker. Jackson's now run 19 times and has gained 39 yards. Game clock moving along quickly in the third quarter. Butch Davis, his team needing to get it in the end zone. Down by a 14-point count. In a game that Joe Paterno says will tell us, Penn State, how good we really are. Not bad being ranked third in the country and 3-0 coming in. Miami's number 8. Kelly gets it down. What a catch. Bubba Franks comes down with the ball. A gain of 12 yards and a first down. While we have a moment, we go back to New York. Tim?
Don, we told you that Ron Dane had his ankle rewrapped, a left ankle sprain at halftime. Here he is, 18 yards off the sprint draw action. There's the powerful Dane. They go for 2, miss it. It's 14-12, a huge upset in the making for the former Notre Dame assistant Rick Minter at Cincinnati.
Wow. That shakes up the whole Big Ten standings, not standings, but the way the Big Ten is structured going into their season.
Miami Hurricanes representing the Big East. They've won their last 8 against Big Ten opponents at Miami, but now Jackson runs it as all of a sudden the Miami run blockers start to crack open the Penn State defense. That's good for a gain of 11 yards by James Jackson, stopped by the safety Boyd.
62, Richard Mercier. Kick out block. Jackson reads it perfectly. Mercier talked about how Jackson helps you set up a block. That was a great shot of it right there.
One of the biggest games in this series between Miami and Penn State was back in '81. The Miami program was almost out of business. They went up to State College and upset then #1 ranked Penn State. It was Jim Kelly's first start at quarterback for Miami, and they really felt that got the program turned around. Kelly in trouble, eludes it. Cooley moving downfield, nothing there, so goes over the top and gets himself about 6.
There's that athletic ability again. I thought if he hung in the pocket, he probably had his wide receiver, Reggie Wayne, open deep. Look at the blitz. That's Sturdifin, 58. He gets picked up nicely. Now, I thought he should have hung right here and delivered the football. Courtney Brown changes his mind, gets away from Courtney, and here's a Don, once again, you're making a little something out of nothing.
Kelly made almost 6 yards out of it. Second down and 4. Enormously important drive for Miami. Down by 14. Rain is stopped right now. Jackson looks for a blocker, comes inside, and Jackson's down to the 18-yard line. On 2nd and 4, he got 2. 3rd down and 2 coming up.
Interesting play call coming up for Butch Davis. 3rd and 2 situation. Just inside the red zone. Butch knows he needs touchdown here, not necessarily field goal. Wouldn't be surprised to see play action pass down here.
Butch Davis knows the glory days here at the Orange Bowl. He was with Jimmy Johnson as an assistant when Miami won the national championship in '88, and he's with Johnson with the Cowboys for 2 Super Bowl victories. 8th play of the drive. Right back to Jackson with a blocker. He's heading in, and James Jackson takes it the distance. Miami's back in the game, an 18-yard run for a touchdown.
Great blocking on the end of the line of scrimmage. This is their stretch play. Good down block by Franks. And look at the fullback. That's Valdez on number 6, James Boyd. And Jackson just waltzes into the end zone. Huge touchdown for Miami.
Sustained drive, 18 yards on the payoff run. Extra point is hit up and good by Crossland. And with 3:56 left to go in the third quarter, it's now Penn State 17, Miami 10. The drive, Mike, they really had to have. And the Canes get it and get back in the game. They'll kick off when we come back.
Is that what I think it is? But it's just a...
Try it. Incredible. The wireless internet right here in my hand. News, sports, even Yahoo, all on Sprint PCS. And the calls?
Clear digital calls. Nothing else has changed.
Do you think they're ready?
Some are. Others will follow.
Introducing the Sprint PCS wireless web.
We've heard your complaints about changing your oil filter, trying to grip that slippery filter. That's why Fram, America's #1 filter, now has Sure Grip, a rough textured top for easy gripping and installing.
It makes changing your oil filter a lot easier. This is the Big New Yorker pizza from Pizza Hut. Now, this is what pizza's supposed to be. Look at this thing. 16 inches of real street corner pizza dripping with over a pound of cheese. And now it's just $8.99. So if you want to feed a lot of big mouths without taking a big hit in the wallet, try the Big New Yorker from Pizza Hut. Try it already.
There is a place on the internet, a virtual city built by SAP out of seamless information. 10,000 companies, every industry, millions of people. Your business linked to theirs in one easy step. Shrink your work, expand your ideas. You've got a business, we've got a city. MySAP.com. Welcome to the City of E.
Critics call now and again. Utterly unpredictable. A high-tech, heartfelt roller coaster ride. From the creator of Moonlighting.
I know you're watching me.
Now and again. Premieres CBS Friday.
The Home Depot College Football on CBS is sponsored by Suzuki, Fidelity Investments, Fram Extra Guard, and by Nike.
Rocking and rolling at the Orange Bowl. They really ignited the crowd again now. They have sustained touchdown drive, and right now, Mike, Jackson's running the ball well.
Yeah, on that particular series, he picked up 38 yards on that drive. He's got 22 carries for 70. We talked at halftime, Don. Who can establish a run game? Both teams have picked up the offensive pressure a little bit this half.
High kick, a spinning kick. They're kicking it short. They don't want to kick to the return man. They give it to an up back. And he's going to be, did he fair catch it?
If he fair catches it and runs more than 2 steps, it's a penalty.
He didn't know what to expect.
There was a fair catch signal on the play.
Tyler Lenda looked like a tight end who was in there to block. Watch the touchdown now from the low angle.
Good look at it here. You're going to see the down block. And watch 34. He buries the safety. That's Valdez all over James Boyd. And that makes it easy for a running back. They love that. You think they're back into the football game?
First and 10.
Yeah.
Well, the Nittany Lions.
How can the Nittany Lions respond? You'll remember their opening drive of this third quarter when they took the opening kickoff back, 53 yards, and then went the rest of the way in a sustained drive to build a 17-3 lead. Now it's 17-10 Nittany Lions. Richard Casey's in. Dodging trouble, but they nail him. Another sack for the Cane defense. Dan Morgan, he heals fast. Who's Dan Morgan? There he is. 5 sacks for the Canes.
Yeah, we keep referring to who's Dan Morgan. LeVar Arrington said that at a press conference earlier this week, igniting a lot of upset on the Miami side. They came to the defense of their star, Danny Morgan.
The Aflac trivia question. In 1966, Joe Paterno became the head coach at Penn State. Who won the Heisman Trophy that same year? We'll have the answer in a bit, as right now they go to the run. Not much going on for Eric McCoo on 2nd down and 11. He got a yard.
maybe less. So Joe Paterno, like 6 other coaches with teams ranked in the top 25, using the 2-quarterback system, and now he's bringing Rashard Casey out, Mike.
Casey.
I know he's staying in.
He's staying in. I thought, yep. It's rocking and rolling now. Big play.
3rd down, they need over 10. They're going to blitz. Here it comes. Safety's coming. Linebacker's coming. And Rashard Casey beats them all. Heading to the outside. He has a 1st down, and he could go the distance. The race is on. Will Rashard Casey win it? Looks like he will. They finally get him from behind inside the 10-yard line.
Hey, Don, they're going to bring it all the way back. There's a little penalty flag on the 29-yard line. They're going to catch Tony Stewart on a clip in the open field. There it is, the clip.
Wow, 72-yard run negated. That's a career for some guys.
That will give coaches ulcers right there. Now, once again, wonderful athletic ability. Pocket collapses, he gets outside. Watch the big guy, 89, right in here. On the lower left ankle of number 8, Mike Rump. Referee made the call. I thought he turned his back a little bit, but you know what? You can't get on the back of his leg like he does right there.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, good call. Joe Paterno just can't believe it.
Good clip. He took out 2 guys.
But it did gain an unfair advantage for his quarterback, so we're coming all the way back. Instead of 1st and goal, they end up with the ball on their own 15-yard line.
This time, Rashard Casey is trotting off. He started off before he's exhausted driving that run.
I think you called it right, Ike. He said, hey, Coach, I can't breathe.
That brings up 3rd down and 16, a 72-yard run called back. That's a call, a good one. The replay showing a clip. Hand off to McCoo. He breaks it, and then he's caught from behind. Nate Webster, he went off. He looked like he wasn't going to play again today, and he's back in there making stops.
That's a great football player, Nate Webster.
They heal fast.
Danny Morgan, Webster making huge plays defensively. And it's a gale force right now for this Hurricane defense.
So Miami gets the ball back, down by 7, late in the 3rd quarter, 1:25 to play in it.
And remember what Butch Davis told us yesterday, with a twinkle in his eye, I think we can get one of their punts.
They're going for it, and they almost get it. They say it's clean. He did tip the ball. They knocked the punter down, but they did get a piece of the ball.
It doesn't get any closer, Don. We just talked about it, and they got a little piece.
That was Edward Reed who was in there. 45-yard punt. Well done by Pigeon to get it away. The Canes have it when we come back.
Why do I rent from Enterprise? Very simple. No stress. They arrange to pick me up free, so I don't have to ask anyone for a ride. See? No stress.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
We've heard your complaints about changing your oil filter, trying to grip that slippery filter. That's why Fram, America's #1 filter, now has Sure Grip, a rough texture top for easy gripping and installing.
It makes changing your oil filter a lot easier.
I want to build my portfolio on solid ground.
Solid business fundamentals can lead to increased earnings for companies, and growing dividends can be the proof.
The Fidelity Dividend Growth Fund sees a company's current or potential dividend growth as a sign of financial strength. See what Fidelity Money Management Excellence can do for you. Get the Fact Kit today. Call 1-800-FIDELITY or visit fidelity.com.
And now, the Fidelity Mentors of the Game.
The biggest influence, was my dad. I mean, my dad was a, hard worker. Woke me up early all the time, got stuff done, and, no procrastination. I mean, just go out and get it done, work hard, and, do everything to the best of your ability. And that was my dad's attitude. I mean, he worked hard, and, he passed those values on to me, and we go out and practice hard and, do every play right.
With Mike Mayock, this is Don Criqui back at the Orange Bowl in Miami. The Canes on their home field. This hasn't been a happy valley for visiting teams over the years. During one 10-year stretch, Miami won an NCAA record 58 straight home games from 85 through 94. Kelly dumps it off and gets McPartland, his big fullback, who doesn't get it off him, but loses the ball. It caroms downfield and goes out of bounds.
LeVar Arrington got caught inside, lost contain, and came back on the hustle play and swatted the ball loose 20 yards downfield. Watch LeVar. Up. Got caught up inside. Bad play, LeVar, but look at the hustle. Right arm is going to hook behind McPartland. Ball comes loose. Boy, that's just a great natural play at the end of it. He gets beat and then makes the play coming back. Fortunate for Miami, it got out of bounds.
He once punted for his high school team, LeVar Arrington. Snap over his head, went into the end zone. Rush was on. He couldn't punt it, so he ran it back 107 yards for a touchdown. Such a good athlete. He was recruited for basketball by schools like North Carolina and Georgetown. He has the package. North Hills High in Pittsburgh. Run for only about a yard down to the 40-yard line. Now back to New York. Tim?
Don, we switch gears for a moment to baseball, where Sammy Sosa, stuck on 59 for better than a week, goes deep in the sixth off Jason Beret of the Brewers. He becomes the first player in Major League Baseball history to have back-to-back 60 home run seasons.
Wow. Well, about for Sammy, well, what a following he has. That'll do it for 3/4 of play as time runs out. Fourth quarter, Miami Hurricanes all holding up the four fingers. Signal each other that this is our quarter on our home field. At the end of the third quarter with a score, Penn State 17, Miami 10. We'll be right back after a message and a word from your local station.
Outside, its aggressive V6 engine gives you the power to run wild. Inside, it's as quiet as the open plains. Motor Week's best small SUV of the year, the V6 Grand Vitara from Suzuki.
That's a Suzuki? I hope she got my good side.
Good financial decisions require expertise. Life needs flexibility. Success demands leadership. If there's something you want to achieve, the principal has one word of advice. Plan ahead, get ahead. The Principal Financial Group.
This week on The Late Show, Dave welcomes Robin Williams, Norm Macdonald, Adam Sandler, Stephen Petrix, and Randy Travis. Monday, don't miss Michael J. Fox and Miss America 99.
Wake up to the all-new Early Show with Brian Gumbel and Jane Clayson, coming November 1st.
Oh, there's one. They're becoming quite common throughout the Southeast. Indeed. I hear their calls everywhere I go.
With free roaming and free long distance for as low as $30 a month, no wonder people are flocking to PowerTel.
Tell me, have you ever noticed their tiny, tiny bills?
PowerTel.
I'll tell you this, it's the hottest news in car sales yet. As you know, September means all 99s will be sold to someone at some price. But now here's the important point. We attempt to allow you from $300 to $1,000 more for your trade than any other dealer anywhere. It's the difference you pay, see? I don't care if you're leasing or buying. If it's a town car, Continental, Grand Marquis, Sable Village, or Mountaineer, Lawrence Duster closes them out.
David Jackson, Chattanooga. George Gruen, Nashville. The Neelys, Memphis. Today, they all have something they've never had before. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee healthcare protection. Because now no business is too small to have the same security the largest businesses in Tennessee enjoy every day. Hope, health, security. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee.
Get instant weather warnings on your email with News 12 Weather Warn.
The start of the fourth quarter. High humidity, temperature in the 80s. Canes train in this high humidity. Going through two-a-days in August, 100 degrees and high humidity down Florida. Kelly takes a look on 2nd and 9. Tails out of trouble for the moment. Fires a long ball. Look at this. It's taken in. Touchdown. Santana Moss on the comeback pattern he beat Ohio State with on a 67-yard scoring play. Just like that. This was 40 yards. And lo and behold, the Canes, who were gone not that long ago, are right back in it, an extra point away from tying the game.
I got to tell you, Don, that was a horrible pass. It was a wounded duck. But just like you said, reminiscent of Ohio State, Santana Moss saw it the whole way, came back and beat Fox for it.
Well, on the scoring summary, though, it's a thing of beauty.
It's the line drive in the book, isn't it?
Here's the extra point. Crossland knocks it up and through, and Miami roaring back with 14 unanswered points after they trail by 14 here in the third quarter, and it's a tie game.
Here it is. Wonderful athletic ability one more time. Can't see anything where he wants front side. He gets away from Courtney Brown. He sees Santana Moss breaking to the corner. It's a duck. Fox turns his back, loses sight of the football, which you can't do, and Santana Moss makes the adjustment. Look at Moss. He turns around like a center fielder. Fox completely lost it. Boy, you can make or break a season on a play like that.
Okay, that's the first thing wrong that Fox has done all day. He's played a tremendous game. Santana Moss is the Big East 60-yard sprint champion, the indoor sprint champions. Coach Joe, what happened? Well, they had a breakdown like that with Miami. Remember that 50-yard pass to Shafi Field. First touchdown of the game.
No question.
Gave it 10-0 lead.
I'm not sure whether or not Joe Paterno couldn't have beat Santana Moss in a 60 right there. He was so upset.
His Lions get the ball back. Denny Kelly, who had a difficult first half, threw 2 interceptions and fumbled away once. There's Santana Moss. Little guy. He was recruited by some smaller Division I football schools. He was recruited to Miami for track, but he said, I really felt I could make the team. I just wanted to get a tryout. Here he is starting, and really one of the standouts. Kickoff. Kenny Watson for the Lions. Comes out of the pack and gets across. Ball on the field. And Penn State gets it back at the 27-yard line.
I think Bryant Johnson, backup wide receiver, jumped on that football. Kenny Watson coming out of the end zone makes a good return, but you've got to secure the football. There it is, hanging low again. Number 3, Ward. Shoulder pad right on the ball. It comes loose. Very alertly, number 24, backup line wide receiver, Bryant Johnson makes the play.
There's an even bigger return. Ball at the 27-yard line. Rain is stopped. Lights on. Timing throw. Rashard Casey puts it on the numbers of Eddie Drummond, and he's ahead for a gain of 11 yards and a first down. First down. Sunday on 60 Minutes. If you think today's public schools can't educate children the way they did when you went to school, watch the premiere of another season of 60 Minutes Sunday. Then Amy Brenneman and Tyne Daily star on the series premiere of Judging Amy, followed by the CBS Sunday movie Sealed with a Kiss, starring John Stamos and Annabeth Gish. All Sunday on CBS, America's most watched network. First down, Penn State. Game tied. Early fourth quarter, as you see, 14-33. Lob throw, nicely timed. Down with the ball, Shafi Fields, and he's ahead for a big gain. All the way down inside the 40 to the 35-yard line.
When Casey's in the ball game, they play up tempo. And let me tell you something. Nickel package in the game, both Shafi Fields and Rashard Casey made the right read. Sight adjustment on the man-to-man press coverage. That's a fade route. Good coverage. Look where he drops it in. Right over his shoulder pad for a 26-yard gain. You don't do it any better than Casey and Fields.
Yeah, perfectly timed. So the Nittany Lions answer now.
little difference in big plays there, huh, Don?
Yeah, there are that. Yeah, they've had many. More to come. McCoo cuts back. Open gate. Eric McCoo. What a well-executed play by the Nittany Lions. He's inside the 20, down to the 19. A gain on the play of 16 yards. And a Penn State first down. Mike Rump, a cornerback, saved him from going all the way.
A little variation of our Sun America virtual playbook. Watch McCoo instead of Fields come in motion, and they hand it off when he gets behind the guard. The down block by Caruso, the cut into the hole. McCoo, that's a great football play. That's reverse number 11 on the season for Penn State. They are opening up the offense under Fran Ganner this year.
Handoff, straight ahead, Ciramelli. On a first down carry, they give it to the fullback, who's usually the blocker.
Yeah, they throw him a bone every once in a while, Don. He knocks down so many defensive ends and linebackers that they let him carry the ball every now and then.
Here is the trivia question answer. The 66 Heisman Trophy winner, Steve Spurrier. Only coach to have won a Heisman Trophy, then to have coached a Heisman Trophy winner, Danny Werfel.
I think it's an interesting relationship between he and Paterno, two different kind of guys.
Hey, it worked once with Ciramelli, right back to him. His big fullback, 5'10", 233, from Allentown, PA. Dad took him to the Penn State game since he was very young. That's all he wanted in life, was to play fullback for Penn State, and he's doing it. The starting fullback.
Al Blades, their free safety's down. Once again, another guy they cannot afford to lose. He missed the Florida A&M game with a fractured ulna in his forearm.
This is just the 6th play of the drive coming up. But in the 5 previous plays, the Nittany Lions have advanced the ball from their 27 all the way down to the 10-yard line.
Kind of looks like a cramp, and you and I spent the last 2 days, Don, talking about which team in the heat, and even though it's not as hot as we thought it would be, which team in the 4th quarter could stand up against the heat and the other pressure from the other team. And there's Blades down with with cramps. There's that fractured ulna we talked about in his forearm that forced him to miss the FAMU game.
Got to be tough. Guy would go hang gliding in a tornado, breaks his arm and misses 1 game.
Obviously, great legacy of Blades here at Miami. His older brother Benny won the Thorpe Award as the best defensive back in the nation a few years ago.
First down, Penn State, this tie game. Straight ahead give, not for a lot, but they get some to the Lions down inside of the 7-yard line. The 2nd down and goal from there.
I think Joe Paterno has, as he will often do, has started to take over some of the play calling chores for the Lions. Fran Ganner has been his offensive coordinator for 29 years, but when Joe wants to, he steps in and they go.
The CBS.Sportsline.com stat of the game. Penn State with a sizable advantage in total yards. But the bottom line numbers at the tie game. Rashard Casey gets away for a moment, then he's taken down on 2nd down and goal. He got back to the line of scrimmage. Dangerous Dan Morgan ran him down, number 44. 3rd and goal.
They had some protection breakdowns there. John Blick, the tackle, and Eric Cole talking it over. Great athletic ability just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Guys, they dodge tacklers. It's amazing.
Look at that. Morgan is in before he even knows what to do. Damian Lewis. Morgan comes back off and makes it again.
Morgan missed him once and came back and got him.
I love Dan Morgan. He is a great football player.
Well, that's 1-2. He grew up in Pennsylvania and his family moved to Florida, Coral Springs, Florida, where he played high school. Came here as a tailback. Chaffee Fields. Bang, bang. The Canes deliver the blows. 1, 2, and 3 on Chaffee Field. His guys start up after the whistle. There's Greg Schiano, the defensive coordinator. Might have to tape him up and send him in.
Oh, he could play, too. Now, here's that reverse now, the field. Morgan pushes him out. Watch from the inside out now. Bang, number 52. You know who that is, folks. Nate Webster. He's only 6 feet, 230 pounds, and he brings a load every time.
They have seen great games here. The San Diego upset of the Dolphins in the 82 playoff game. All those Orange Bowls like Miami upsetting Nebraska. This is as good as any of them. Maybe more mistakes. But these guys are laying it on the line. Every guy, everything he's got, every play. Field goal. Travis Forney knocks it up and through, and the Lions break the tie and build a 20-17 lead with a lot of time left to go. 10:40 left to play in the game on a 26-yard field goal by Forney. Now the playing conditions, Mike, are really very good. The rain has stopped.
We're getting what we wanted done.
They call me Oaf Dog from Sandusky, Ohio. Dog pound since '87. Football fanatic since birth. If you're a football fan like me, you got to have DirecTV. I bought my DirecTV at Walmart. Walmart's got the best prices. I have 3 dishes total. This is the one on my house. I got another one on top of my motorhome. I get football beamed right from the football gods, right through my dish and right into my veins. Football is life. With DirecTV, it's like you're there. You got to have DirecTV. You got to get to Walmart. I love football!
They say the ultimate test of a car battery is to put it into a New York City cab. So we did. Napa's new orbital battery is the first to store acid in leak-proof cells. That's important because it makes it virtually indestructible. More than we can say about the cab.
What did you do to my cab?
Napa, over 200,000 parts, and every one is important.
Taxi.
When was the last time you felt 284 horses tugging at your soul? When was the last time you immersed yourself in hand-tufted virgin leather? Can you really put a price on this kind of perfection? Actually, you can, because this $70,000 car could cost you over $326,000 in retirement savings. We just thought you should know. Ask a financial advisor about Sun America, the retirement specialist.
The Home Depot College Football on CBS is sponsored by Sun America, Head & Shoulders, Honda ATVs, and by Pep Boys.
Back at the Orange Bowl, number 3, Penn State. Taking a 3-point lead on the Forney field goal. Now Travis Forney kicks off high. It'll be run back. 20-17, Nittany Lions. Here comes Andre King. He's out across the 25 to the 27. Andre King's 25 years old, spent 4 years playing minor league baseball. Thursday on CBS, wait till you see what the creator of Ally McBeal and the practice has done too. Chicago Hope. Don't miss the season premiere on a brand new night, Thursday on CBS, America's most watched network. Miami now down by 3.
There's a good stat right there. Well, we talked about Chicago Hope. Well, I think there's some hope here in Miami.
Penn State defense digging in. For the run, James Jackson sliding by tacklers, gets a little bit to the 30-yard line. He got 3. 2nd down and 7.
Give this Miami team a lot of credit for hanging in there. Penn State struggled running the ball last week. Butch Davis's guys knew they had to stop the run today. And let's face it, Kenny Kelly hasn't had a great game, but he's hung in there. He's made some plays.
He has in the second half. Before long, number 15 is going to air it out to number 6, who's aligning to the top of your screen, second guy in. That's Santana Moss, number 6. Kelly played fakes, takes a look, he fires. That's Santana Moss, and he's out down to the 36-yard line. And a penalty marker comes in, could be a personal foul.
Yeah, that was pure man-to-man coverage with no free safety help. Macklin face mask. And David Macklin, one of the best cover corners in the country, got abused.
Now, while the penalty yardage is marked off, the clock down to 9:43 to play.
15 yards, automatic first down.
They had a 15 yards on a personal foul. Macklin from Newport News, Virginia. Penn State's got a lot of good football players from Virginia.
Yeah, they sure do. And you look at the separation that Moss gets in pure man-to-man coverage. You ran him into the middle, then back outside, and there it is. Face mask, they add 15 yards. Huge play for Miami.
Kind of evens off. Santana had a personal foul called on him in the first half.
On Macklin, as a matter of fact.
That's right.
To the ground.
Moss 4 catches, 67 yards, and a touchdown. James Jackson bouncing to the outside. And he's to the 46-yard line. First down carry.
I think Jimmy Kennedy, the nose guard from Penn State, jumped offside. Jumped into the neutral zone there. Oh, we got a hold.
Coming back. Butch Davis not liking what he's seeing here. It goes against his Canes. In his 5th year, the man entrusted with turning around and bringing back the Miami program.
On the offense, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down still.
So it's first down all over again, but from way back. Ball will be spotted at the 42-yard line.
First down, 21.
Well, they have it spotted. They need 21 for the first down. Kenny Kelly takes a look, running out of time. He's on the run. Rudely interrupted was that run by LeVar Arrington, who throws him down. And that gives us a chance to go back to Tim Brando in New York.
Don, difficulty for your alma mater today. Their 3rd loss consecutively. Michigan State gets it done. Gary Scott on the receiving end of this pass from Bill Burke. Michigan State wins the game. They become the 2nd program in history to beat the Irish in 3 consecutive years, the other being USC.
Well, I think that your alma mater, Notre Dame's becoming my alma mater, Boston College, the BC of the Midwest.
They're on the ropes. There's no question about that. Here's a throw and a catch. What a nice-looking play. On a 2nd and 20 play, he threads it into Reggie Wayne, who missed spring ball because of an ACL injury.
They all say he's back, though. Here we go. What I like is Kenny Kelly delivers it on time. Here's the break. Zone coverage. Get rid of the football in the seam.
Boy, that's a big play.
It sure is. And Fox comes in a little late. Good job by Kelly delivering the football and then hanging on there by Reggie Wayne.
Now, we asked Larry Coker, the O coordinator for Miami, to give us a rundown on Reggie Wayne. He said, smooth, smart, great hands. We saw it all there. Jackson. To the outside, the race is on, and he's gone. James Jackson into the end zone. No flags, and the Canes take the lead on a 39-yard touchdown run. Man.
James Boyd, the free safety from Penn State, sold out and lost contained. Watch number 6, corner of your screen. From inside out, he takes the leap. Doesn't keep contained. Number 19, Anthony King, got buried on a great block. Fox can't catch him. It's a touchdown.
For the first time today, the Miami Hurricanes on their home field have taken the lead. That was no good.
Oh.
So instead of a 4-point lead, it's now a 3-point game.
Wow, how huge is that?
Very big indeed. But they have taken the lead as Davis brings his troops over to rally them. James Jackson delivering the goods big time.
The swamps of Louisiana. There's only one reason why we would bring Honda ATVs to this kind of mud, this kind of terrain, this kind of non-stop torture, to see if they could get out.
They're America's most popular ATVs for America's least popular places. Now, ride off with our best financing, 8.9%.
When you're active, the last thing you want is the uncomfortable itch of dandruff. Introducing new Head & Shoulders Refresh. It helps prevent dandruff, and its refreshing mint formula feels cool and stimulating on the scalp. No regular shampoo can give you hair so refreshed and flake-free. New Head & Shoulders Refresh from the Head & Shoulders family. Our refreshing way to help prevent dandruff.
Our family vacation started at Pep Boys when we met Larry.
Handsome guy.
Oh, yeah. Told us we could save on every size tire in stock. These were 4 for $99.
You really did see some sights.
And the 70,000-mile tires were 4 for $169.
Wow. So what was the highlight?
Probably the 80,000-mile Futura SEs. Motor Trend says they deliver impressive acceleration and performance. All sizes 4 for $199.
I know where I'm taking the kids this year.
Pep Boys. Cars like us. People love us. Becker's had the summer off. Think he's chilled out?
You actually patronize a place called Living La Vida Mocha?
Don't count on it. The season premiere of Becker's, CBS Monday.
A missed extra point by the Hurricanes leaves them with a 3-point lead and a lot of time left. You see, 7:42 to go. Light rain falling again at the Orange Bowl. Crosland, who mixed the extra point, kicks off. Watson, he's been tough. Into the 53-yarder to open the third quarter. That was the beginning of a touchdown run. This time he's taken down at the 27-yard line.
Now that last big play, Anthony King has got contained. Watch what happens when the fullback McPartland and the guard Mercier, 62. They're going to both get a big block on them.
With 7:31 left to go in the game. Now the pressure's on the Penn State offense, and they have Rashard Casey in the quarterback who can run and throw. Interesting contrast in this game. You'll remember there were 5 turnovers in the first half combined, none in the second half. Marker down before the snap of the ball.
And remember what Joe Pa told us, which is that he goes by a gut feel on which quarterback to use, and he's riding the hot hand right now with Casey.
Right into the snap. False start on the offense. 5 yards. Still first down.
All right, that last play, remember, Mercier's going to pull out. Watch what happens to number 19. He loses contain, and then Boyd, number 6, gets caught up in the rubble. He takes a bad angle, and from that point, Jackson's just going to dance in. Good hustle by Fox, but too little too late.
How about these injured Canes? It looked like they weren't going to play again maybe for weeks away. Webster went off the field.
Oh, yeah.
He's knocking people down all over out there, the middle linebackers.
Danny Morgan, Webster, they are 2 great football players, and I think they had a little bit of a healthy chip on their shoulder, hearing about Arrington, hearing about Morrison, hearing about Brandon Short. They played a great football game.
Miami has been blocking a lot better on Courtney Brown when Penn State's defense has been out there. He was dominating the game earlier. Casey's been perfect throwing, 5 for 5 for 96 yards and a touchdown.
Left tackle move. McKenzie.
Well, this happens to visiting teams here. You've got unbelievable crowd noise in the closed end of the Orange Bowl.
That's where the students are, coincidentally. And they're going nuts right now.
There they are. That's exactly what they're doing. They've been waiting for the program to come back.
Look at my man right there, taking the shirts off in the stand, having a great time.
The Canes with that 84 Orange Bowl win over Nebraska won the first of 4 national championships in a 9-year period. And the NCAA sanctions that cost them 31 scholarships. Casey gets away. Rashard Casey's on the run again. And they finally get him on the field at the 29-yard line.
I love everything he does, but he's got to put the football away when he scrambles. Another great play by Rashard Casey.
On 1st and 20, he got 17.
Hey, he's 5 for 5 throwing the ball. He's made a bunch of big plays with his feet. This young man's carrying Penn State right now.
Actually, they're spotting him down there. He's going to give him a gain of 15 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
Look at that. Jailbreak. steps up into the pocket, put the ball away, Great speed, put it away.
Number 3, Penn State, down by 3 points, fourth quarter, handoff, and Eric McCoo can find nowhere to go. As the super quick backer Dan Morgan, number 44, makes yet another tackle for the Hurricanes.
Hey, Morgan and Webster are having so much fun. They are flying around the field just making plays. Former high school tailback takes on the guard, catches the leg. Here comes Blades, who was just hurt a minute ago. Look at him. Miami football's back. That's what he's saying.
At Penn State, it's long, proud tradition. They've come back many times. Will they now? 6:15 to play. Third down. Casey stands in against the blitz. Throws and connects to Eddie Drummond. And the Lions have a first down out to the 38-yard line. Mike Rumpf on the tackle. They needed 5. They got 9. A huge play for Penn State.
Drummond looks like he's a little bit hurt after that, but give Casey credit for hanging in there under fierce pressure. Drummond hurt there, but watch the pressure. Casey steps back. Here comes number 52 and number 44. Watch the hit he takes right in the sternum. Textbook tackle. Give Casey credit for hanging in there, delivering the football, making a play.
Well, I tell you that, Aaron Harris showed the world how to pick up a blitz.
Did a great job on Webster.
Leveled him. First and 10, Penn State. Casey swings it out. This is Harris. Stop for a loss. Back at the 31-yard line.
Need we say who?
Nate Webster makes the hit. And we go back to Tim in New York.
Don, we've got a boatload of surprises to tell you about, but at the top of that, Wisconsin. Ron Dane apparently going in for a touchdown. Watch Corey Thor, number 10, pop the ball loose. Cincinnati comes back on the other end and kicks a field goal. They lead 17-12, less than 5 to play in Cincinnati.
Having it all over today. 5 minutes left to go in the game here at the Orange Bowl. Penn State and Miami have not played since '92 when Miami upset Penn State at Beaver Stadium. In State College, here is Casey backpedaling, throws to an open man but goes to the wrong side, and his receiver goes down.
Omar Easy, we talked with Fran Ganner last night, and he said one of the big problems Omar's having is that he doesn't catch the football naturally.
And Mike, you're not going to believe that that's the first incomplete pass today for Rashard Casey.
And I'll tell you what, Aaron Harris did another great job picking up blitz, and Omar does not make it look easy right there. Great pass. It's dropped. Richardson, come on!
Big down and big distance, so Ganner looks on. He needs a big play from his offense. Third down, and the Lions need 18. Here comes the rush. Throw. Intercepted. Edward Reed is on the run for Miami. He knows where to go. Here's a marker down. If he goes in, it'll come back, but it will be Miami's ball.
Yeah, they're going to get Webster.
Oh, these Canes, I'll tell you.
Webster just absolutely crucified one of the Penn State players. I think it was Aaron Harris. But I got to tell you, you can't make that throw. If you're Casey, off your back foot, you can't make that throw.
So it's 4:28 left to play in the game. The first turnover of the second half, and Rashard Casey's first mistake is huge.
Yeah, you can't throw that football off your back foot. Watch from the corner of your screen now, right there, 52 on 25. That's where the penalty is called.
Saw Edward Reed yesterday. He's the Big East javelin champion. He's a happy guy. He just couldn't wait to play. All these Canes have been waiting 2 weeks. They were off last Saturday.
Look at Butch. You know, Edward Reed made a great play, but it goes back down to what we talked about at the beginning of the game, and that is you take the good with the bad with that young quarterback.
Now can the Penn State defense get the ball back with 4:28 to play? Lions dig in. Miami's going to run the ball. First and 10. Jackson to the 41-yard line. He got 4, and the clock is ticking. James Jackson keeps building his numbers. You'll remember 6 minutes into the second quarter, Miami had total offense of -2 yards. Now Jackson's up to 114 yards on the day on 27 carries.
I like what Jackson had to say to us yesterday, Don. We asked him how fast he was. He said, well, if the other guy's a 4.4, I'm a 4.3.
Bill George, our statistician for CBS, totaling the numbers. Penn State has not allowed an opposing runner to have a 100-yard day in its last 15 games until today. Jackson's going to get more. Look at that block by McPartland. You got two guys. Man. Will McPartland from Scranton, Pennsylvania, blocking those Pennsylvanians. Back to Tim Brando in New York.
Don, the most bizarre play and bizarre score before halftime in the SEC. Ben Leard is looking for Ronnie Daniels running this nice post. Watch number 1, the cornerback, Fred Booker, popping, and the ball is free at the 15-yard line. It's recovered by who? The receiver, Daniels, in the end zone, touchdown. 24-0 Auburn over LSU on the Bayou. Wisconsin with 16 seconds left, still up by 5.
That's just how Tommy Tuberville, the Auburn coach, threw it up.
Yeah. Whatever's fair. Whatever works. First and 10, Miami. Haynes holding to a 3-point lead. They were down by 14 in the third quarter and have come back to lead the game. Jackson getting on the move, but he's not fooling the right corner. Anthony King, number 19, gets him on the field, and the clock's down to 3 minutes to play. And our scholar athlete of the game is Travis Forney from Penn State. Rigid Tools' commitment to investing in our future is shown today by donating $1,000 to Penn State's General Scholarship Fund. The kicker for the Nittany Lions, Travis Forney, a senior from Mill Hall, Pennsylvania. There he is. We'll be back to the Orange Bowl in a moment.
Come on.
It's not that easy. It's not that easy.
Take that.
Encouragement.
Take that.
Don't let it beat you, KG.
Yeah. Come on, Kevin. Watch it. Brandy's in the house.
What? So with the shirt. Come on, man.
I was born to be a cashier. I've been a cashier for 35 years. That's my office right over there. That's where I do all of my business. Good muscles working I know here. Most of my customers by name. Really, I do. Hi, Gabby. How have you been, Rico? Thanks, George. You don't have to stand in my line because I'm fast. For me, it's an easy job because I have so much fun doing it. Our goal here at Home Depot is to have the lowest prices in town. If you find an item in another store for a lower price, we'll meet and beat that price. Does that make you happy, ma'am?
Makes me extremely happy.
People deserve good prices because money is hard to come by.
I think AOL is one big community.
It's not hard at all to use.
Customer service is always there to help.
I've never heard of anybody else having what AOL has.
People that are on are just like you.
America Online. So easy to use, no wonder it's #1. Sign up today.
We've heard your complaints about changing your oil filter, trying to grip that slippery filter. That's why Fram, America's #1 filter, now has Sure Grip, a rough textured top for easy gripping and installing.
It makes changing your oil filter a lot easier.
If you think today's public schools can't educate children the way they did when you went to school, watch the premiere of another season of 60 Minutes, Sunday.
Chicago Hope season premiere, CBS Thursday.
Fridays this fall on CBS, critics are saying Now and Again as the X-Files meets the $6 Million Man. Now and Again series premiere this Friday here on CBS, America's most watched network. Don Criqui with Mike Mayock, Orange Bowl in Miami. Fourth quarter, 3:01 to play in it. Haynes go to a play fake. Open guy, overthrown, penalty marker in from the back judge.
Might have been a hold. Frank is saying Fox held him.
They really rave about Bubba Franks. Book on him. Runs routes and catches like a wide receiver and blocks like a tackle. That hurts the Lions. They need to get the ball back. Penn State has 2 timeouts left. Miami has its full complement of 3 timeouts. The Canes want to do anything.
Face mask on the defense during a pass play, 5 yards automatic first down.
Referee Honig with the call against Penn State.
That was a 5-yard call, not a 10, so it was not an automatic first down.
Ball will be at the 30. It is a first down at the 30. Kenny Kelly, the sophomore quarterback, making just his 3rd varsity start, settling down in the second half. Gets straight ahead to his workhorse back, James Jackson. A man who has a different speed on game day. Jackson from Belle Glade, Florida. Boy, there's some good ones come out of there. Some tremendous players out of that program. Fred Taylor from Jacksonville. Break in the action. We'll be back to the Orange Bowl in a moment.
I'm going right by you. Hey, y'all, give me some help. You getting tired? You need some oxygen? All right, come on. Now what? Come on, give me on. Come on. Come on. Slow down, baby. Let me train out too. Check.
There is Rashard Casey.
Just obviously made big fumble. Miami trying to take advantage of it both by running down the clock and by putting points on the board.
Miami comes to the line of scrimmage. Jackson doing the right thing, cuts upfield, stays in bounds, and will the Lions start using timeouts? 8-yard gain as Penn State's defense has now been knocked back on their heels in the 4th quarter. Not a big offensive line for Miami, but quick, and they can hit. It's a big day of college football on CBS tonight in prime time. The Home Depot College Football is back with a split national spectacular. Many of you will see defending national champion Tennessee go into the swamp to meet Coach Spurrier's Florida Gators. Or you'll see the Michigan Wolverines go into Syracuse to play the Orangemen, who upset them at Ann Arbor last year. Check your local listing. Inside 2 minutes left to play now in the game. Jackson, 32 carries, 129 yards, and 2 touchdowns for Miami.
Jerry Sandusky screaming at his corner, Anthony King. He's lost contain on the stretch play several times. Sandusky's been here 32 years but has not lost the fire.
His final season on the sideline. Going to retire.
There's a lot of speculation as to the next coach. I think they stay within the program with their defensive back coach, Tommy Bradley. He's only 43 years old. He's been here 21 years. Logical next choice.
Beat goes on in Happy Valley. Amazing continuity of coaching. You've mentioned 32 years for Jerry Sandusky on the Paterno staff. Paterno came out of Brown University in the summer. After he graduated, he went to Penn State, and Rip Engel hired him as an assistant. He spent 16 years, Joe Paterno, as an assistant. Rip Engel, then he got the head job in '66. Here he is, over 300 wins later, with Sandusky still at his side.
Well, the Hurricanes have defensive goals for the game and the season. They try to stop the run at 2.8. Today's 3-1, real close. Third down efficiency, they try to hold you to 31%. A little worse than that. Now they want the key. 2.8 turnovers a game. If you do that, you lead the nation in turnover efficiency. They got their 3 today.
Miami Hurricanes with an 8-game winning streak against Big Ten opponents. Jackson. This man is running hard all day, taking hits. He still has a full tank, Mike.
Yeah, and that was a huge play. 4th down.
Yes, it was.
Eschewing the field goal.
Ball is going to be advanced down close to the 20-yard line. Penn State thinks they've taken over the ball.
I think they have, too. I think they had to get on the other side of the line.
Now the Fourth down try. Looks like it's short, but we'll wait for the chains to come out. And then with 1:52 left to go, who does Coach Joe Paterno put in a quarterback to lead the drive?
I think you have to go with Casey. He's had the hot hand, but Joe Pa usually goes with the guy he thinks is going to make the sure read every time. So this is going to be interesting. And a lot of people are going to second guess Butch Davis there for not kicking the field goal. I wonder if he didn't have any confidence in Andy Crossland.
Well, his last kick, he missed an extra point. They only have to get in field goal range now, the Nittany Lions. Are sending Kevin Thompson out. This is hard to believe, but Penn State has not lost, or actually Miami has not lost to a Big Ten opponent in so many years. 8-game win streak. Last Miami lost to a Big Ten team was to Michigan 15 years ago. They don't play a lot of Big Ten teams. Long ball. There's a guy. It's caught. Chaffee Fields is on the run. A race to the end zone. And Chaffee Fields will win it. He goes in with 1:42 left to play.
Look at the Penn State people on the field. They're going to get called.
No flags. It's a touchdown. Penn State has come from behind on a 79-yard pass play. But we're not done. 1:41 left to go. Wow. This will be huge, this extra point, because if the Nittany Lions convert it, they will take a 4-point lead, and the Hurricanes will have to score a touchdown. That was just a perfect throw.
Kevin Thompson, the senior captain of this offense, making the biggest play of his career. And Don, if you want to win a national championship, it always comes down to a game like this where somebody makes a huge play when you don't expect it.
Proud tradition of Penn State football. That was some drive. One play, 79 yards, 11 seconds to come from behind. And it looked like the Nittany Lions were in deep trouble. Now what can Kenny Kelly do when Miami gets the ball back? Here's the extra point, up and good. And Miami now must score a touchdown.
Here we are, under 2 minutes. Chaffee Fields on the fly pattern being covered by Mike Rump. Rump has pretty good coverage. Look at where he dropped the ball in. That is a great pass by Kevin Thompson. Wonderful concentration by Fields. And with 4.3, 4.4 speed, you're not going to catch him, Don Criqui.
They're not. Chaffee Fields from inner city Philadelphia, Mastbaum High School, a senior. Big play guy. He just makes a huge play. Fields today has caught 5 passes for 177 yards and 2 touchdowns. You remember that 50-yard reception in the first half when he was uncovered.
Been the difference in the football game. And he was criticized in State College, Pennsylvania this summer for training in Florida rather than staying the summer at State College with the rest of the team. But he went down to Chris Carter's, what they call the fast camp. He worked out with Randy Moss. He worked out with former Penn State star O.J. McDuffie. And what he told us the other day that he learned from them was nothing technical. What he learned is he couldn't make the big play every play, and it took the pressure off him to just let his natural ability take over.
Now the kickoff. Travis Forney ready to boom it. They want to make Miami go the long field. It's a good kick. High, but there's wind coming at the ball. It'll be run back by Andre King. Stood up, thrown back, got the 21-yard line. So here comes the Hurricane offense, 79 yards from the end zone. They've got to get in it to win this game. Down by 4.
You know who made the tackle on that kickoff? All-American linebacker LeVar Arrington. He looks a little tired heading to the sideline.
And people in the stands, Mark, are a little tired.
Watch number 11, right in the middle of your screen. Takes on 2, 3 blockers and knocks down Andre King. That's a great play by Arrington. Gets a little help from his buddy right there, number 18, is Corey Adams.
Penn State lines up on defense, ready to put the pass rush on. Kelly has to throw. Miami does have 3 timeouts. He can use the middle of the field. Fires over the middle. He does get his man on the open field. It's Andre King, and he's out to the 36-yard line. Ahead for a first down. Clock stops while the chain markers are moved. A 35-yard gain on the play.
fast break football right now. Field goal does you no good.
15-yard gain.
David Fleischauer down on the field, the starting nose guard for Penn State.
Fleischauer, I don't know if it's a cramp or what, down, and as the ball is advanced out to the 37, a first down on the throw. Sunday on 60 Minutes. If you think today's public schools can't educate children the way they did when you went to school, watch the premiere of another season of 60 Minutes Sunday. Now this really works in Miami's favor at this point. They don't need a timeout. They have 3 left, and they get time now to get counsel on the sideline. Kelly's just coming over to his coach, going back in. Good to see Fleischauer's up and all right.
Yeah, that was a freebie. That was a freebie for the Canes, Don. Got an opportunity to talk personally with his quarterback, and of course Paterno doesn't like that.
Santana Moss comes out wide to the near side. Free safety cheats over on him. They want to double him up. Here's Kelly looking at him, eludes the rush, fires downfield, intercepted. The ball is picked off. Ascari Adams takes it back, and Penn State will win the game if they can run out the clock with 1:11 left to go. Ascari Adams, free safety from Camp Hill, Pennsylvania, who's been contending all year for the starting free safety role with James Boyd, who was the starter today. The 4th Miami turnover might be the knockout punch.
Yeah, I think it was, Don. They came with the full-out blitz. Arrington up the middle, King from the corner. Good job eluding him. That's full man-to-man coverage. That's what Miami wanted. The ball was underthrown, and Adams made a great play, cutting in front of Frank.
To the run. Tackle made, 40-yard line. Canes quickly use one of their 3 remaining timeouts. 1:04 left to play. Eric McCoo on the run. Penn State looking to build a 4-0 after routing then 4th-ranked Arizona 41-7 in the first game, and it wasn't that close. Then put up 70 points on Akron. Just got by Pitt last week, 20-17 did the Nittany Lions. All were home games at Beaver Stadium. Butch Davis' Miami team beating Ohio State in the kickoff classic in New Jersey, 23-12, and routing Florida A&M. Penn State has not beaten a top 10 team on the road in 5 years. They last won against a top 10 team when the Lions beat the Wolverines at Ann Arbor, Michigan, back in 1994. Arrington with a kind word for his opponent.
Saying, hang in there, young man. Your time will come.
Back to the run, conservative football. Harris stays in bounds, gets no gain, but he does work the clock down to 57 seconds left to play. And the Hurricanes signal for and are allotted their final timeout. Unbelievable. Miami down by 17-3 count in the 3rd quarter, rallying back to take the lead. 23-20, then missing the extra point, which would be huge now if they could get in field goal range to tie it. That missed extra point leaves them down by 4. They've got one place they can take it to come out of this game, and that's into the end zone. They don't have the ball.
You know, you make a great point, Don, and I think the difference on a couple of occasions, Butch Davis didn't have the confidence to go to his field goal kicker, Andy Crossland. He missed the extra point, didn't go for a field goal that could have put them up 6.
The combined quarterbacks of Penn State with some impressive numbers for the day.
You got to, you know, and that's why I think they're going to continue with Penn State to do what they've done. They're 16 for 24 for 246 yards and 2 touchdowns. They're going to continue with that 2-quarterback system.
Casey calls his own number and runs it. Didn't get there. Down to the 35-yard line with 51 seconds. And again, timeout is signaled for. So 4th down comes up. Too long for a field goal try. 50 seconds remain.
That was Miami's
Coach Paterno. Boy, sweated through some tough ones over his 50 years on the sidelines for Penn State. Maybe none more than this one. Wild. Penn State led 10-0, then 10-3. Came out and took an opening drive right down the field in the third quarter and built to a 17-3 lead. And then Miami came roaring back with 2 unanswered touchdowns in the third quarter to tie it up. 17-all, then took the lead. And then the 79-yard pass play to Shafi Fields, his second touchdown reception of the day, puts the Lions in the lead. 50 seconds to go, and they're going to put the ball on the ground. Miami out of timeout, 50 seconds left. Casey keeps it himself. Didn't get there. Miami takes over the ball now to change the possession. The clock stops with 46 seconds left to play.
Interesting call. Joe Pa did not want to take a chance with the punt team and having a punt block. He said, I'm just going to secure the football, put the game in the hands of my defense.
So when it looked like it was over from Penn State's standpoint, and then looked like it was surely over from Miami's, the Canes have a couple of breaths left. 46 seconds to go.
See if Santana has any more magic left.
Santana Moss, second player up in the bottom of your screen, the slot receiver. He's the fastest. Kelly at quarterback. Middle linebackers coming on a blitz. So's Arrington. Here's Kelly. Runs away from trouble. Long ball. Only guy out there is a Nittany Lion. Yet another pick. And that will do it. Right to Elijah Joe.
Yeah, Reggie Wayne broke the route off, and his quarterback, Kelly, thought he was going deep and went right into the hands of Balju.
Penn State beautifully positioned defensively. They had center fielders all over their end of the field. Anything long, they were going to be in position to make a play on. 5 Miami turnovers. Too much to overcome, and a great come-from-behind win for Penn State, as the Nittany Lions now have 4 downs. Miami has no timeouts. 35 seconds left. Next for Penn State, they go back to Beaver Stadium to play the Hoosiers of Indiana. Big games coming up. Ohio State coming to State College. Thompson in the game at quarterback. Puts the ball down. And Butch Davis sees his defense powerless to stop the clock. Another thrilling day at the Orange Bowl.
Miami fought the good fight. I think that program, let's give them some credit, Don. I think that program's come a long way in the 5 years under Butch Davis, and they will be a force to be reckoned with nationally here in the Orange Bowl.
That's going to do it, as Penn State, with a tremendous come-from-behind win. The Nittany Lions, backs to the wall, hit the big play, a 79 touchdown play, Justice. Hey, what can you do? Butch Davis said one of the first football books he read when he was in grammar school was the first book Joe Paterno wrote on coaching. That'll do it now for Mike Mayock. This is Don Criqui from the Orange Bowl in Miami, where the final score is Penn State 27, Miami 23. For more great college football action, tune in tonight for number 2 Tennessee at number 4 Florida, or number 6 Michigan at Syracuse. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports. And now to New York and to Tim Brando.
All right, Don Criqui, thank you very much, and welcome to the College Football Today post-game report. Boy, Penn State did the Big Ten a very big favor with that last score to Choppy Fields. Had they lost that game, they would have lost Wisconsin, Ohio State, and possibly Penn State. They would have really been leaning on Michigan tonight to prop up the rest of the conference. So a very big win for Joe Paterno for a lot of reasons, and a lot of other people happy about that win in the Midwest.
No question. We talked about the reclamation project that Butch Davis was undergoing there at Miami. Right on the tails of doing it. But one of the things I questioned late in that contest is why are they in man coverage with just under a minute to play? They give up the big touchdown pass to Choppy Fields, and I don't understand that. You want to play catch back there and just play it safe. Don't risk it in the end.
And he also turned down a field goal opportunity going for it, and then they get the 79-yard touchdown pass. Now, quickly, the rest of the story, and it's a very wild and woolly day in college football. Florida State getting it done in the second half, 42-11. A big, big day for Dan Kendra in this game. Jamie Barnett, a couple of interceptions and a couple of fumbles. Elsewhere, Wisconsin and Cincinnati, very big story. Southern Miss, Nebraska, 20-13. Cornhuskers hang on against the Golden Eagles today. 20-13, the final score there. Now, this is the major story of the day. Wisconsin loses to Cincinnati 17-12. Ron Dane has 223 yards. But, you know, you look at this, the Badgers losing to a team that was 2-9 last year. Ohio State 40-16 over Ohio University. That game is now final, so the Buckeyes handle the Bobcats. The Boilermakers 58-16 over Central Michigan. In that game, Drew Brees 25, 39 yards, 320 yards, and 2 touchdowns in the game for the Heisman candidate. Now, in the battle of Ted Tolner against his old team, he gave him all he had, the Aztecs did, 24-21. Carson Palmer, a couple of touchdown passes in the game, but the big story, SC hangs on, and the Pac-10 needs them too. This is another major story developing. As Michigan State beats Notre Dame, this is the second program in the history of college football to win 3 consecutive years against Notre Dame, the other being USC. So for my friend in crime here, Spencer Tillman, Tim Brando reminding you to tune in tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern Time as our big day of Home Depot College football on CBS rolls into prime time. Some of you will see the second-ranked defending champion Tennessee Vols take on number 4 Florida, while others will see number 6 Michigan against Syracuse. Thank you for watching today, and for my partner, Spencer Tillman, who can shake and bake, Tim Brando saying see you in an hour.
The Super Bowl champs, the Broncos, look to get back on track against Elvis Grbac and the Chiefs. The NFL on CBS, the way it should be.
CBS is gonna rock your world. Shake, rattle, and roll.
The Natural Gas Advantage home means comfort on the coldest day, unlike electric.
Just another natural gas advantage.
You see, the electric heat pump can only heat air to your skin temperature. Heat pump air feels cool, is cool. Natural gas home heat warms the air above skin temperature. Feels warm, is warm.
That's a real advantage.
Saves on utility bills, adds resale value. Chattanooga Gas.
This next number's one of our favorites. Captain D's, please. Our new Cajun-style crawfish is really kicking. Hey! Captain D's, please. Leave it to Captain D's to bring you the zesty taste of Cajun-spiced crawfish, starting from just $3.99. Get down with D's crawfish and fish, or crawfish and shrimp. Oh, yeah, baby. Crazy about crawfish? Load up with our mouth-watering crawfish dinner. That's some good yak. Captain D's, please.
Put some muscle in your money during the Super September sale at Rex. Get this sharp 0.7 cubic foot 700-watt microwave oven with auto touch controls and instant start keys for just $69 after rebate. This GE 25.2 cubic foot side-by-side refrigerator with water by Culligan for a low $9.99. And this JVC audio video control receiver with 100 watts times 5 channels and Dolby Pro Logic with surround sound is only $177. Your dollar buys more during the Super September sale now at Rex.
Sports fanatic John Appicello, weeknights at 6 and 11. It's football time in Tennessee. The Tennessee Volunteers and the Florida Gators. This is a special sports presentation from WDEF News 12.
Kick is no good! Tennessee wins!
A preview of the national champion Volunteers' journey into the swamp, home of the Florida Gators. Now, live from Gainesville, your hosts, John Appicello and Kenny Hawkins.
Welcome, everyone, live to Gainesville. It is a loud, a raucous crowd that's gathering around us for what has become, Kenny, really the marquee game of the early season. And some say in Florida's schedule, the biggest game of the year now for them.
Yeah, it is. I think it's one of the biggest games for both teams. In fact, at one point, for Tennessee, it used to be Alabama. For Florida, it used to be Georgia. But before we start talking football, let me explain something real quickly. We're not only going on in Chattanooga Georgia, and Alabama. We're also being seen in the Tri-Cities, where I'm from, Kentucky, North Carolina, and Southwest Virginia. The way that we make this happen is that we are sister stations, WJHL and WGES.
So now that all that's figured out, hopefully the beam is coming down into both cities and everyone's happy about it. Yeah. This game is really breeding just a total different culture in that things happen around it or about it. We get music videos, we get people writing poems and songs, and one of those we want to highlight tonight.
That's right. It has nothing to do with me. However, I've written a couple of lyrics. I'll get to that a little bit later. We have a group from the Tri-Cities known as Ozone, and this past week they put together a look at last year's highlights, and they put it to music. One of their songs, they wrote it all themselves.
Yeah, 1, 2. This is for all those that don't know, and all those that do. UT represent up in here with my trill G's. Represent for me. This is T-Law and the Ozone J-Lo represent on the beat. When we huddle up, don't scream remix. Now's the champion stage to the field, opposition retreat. Now we're running and gunning, and you know that we're coming like a tank boy, leaving fleet marks on your stomach. Coach football provides the battle plan, strategies and G's, hands to beat you through hell, a land, line of scrimmage, final stand on the flank with head, or up the gut with Jamal. Whoever gets the call, give the boy the ball, gonna score, standing tall. Got you screaming, I'm a ball.
Who you with in Tennessee football? If you down with UT, scream, I'm on ball. Who you with in SEC football? If you down with UT, scream, I'm on ball. Who you with in college football? If you down with UT, scream, I'm on ball. Who you with in national football? If you down with UT, scream, I'm on ball. The troops run through the T, soldiers on the attack. Orange and white armor covers the pack. The opposition getting cracked. Against the Razorbacks. The Gamecocks and Wildcats, shimmering no step back. You catch jails while we run your stack. Getting pro team and we playing them, playing them. Beating them by 24 at Needham Stadium. Everyone from the governor to the janitor. Cleaning mess, coming out full to see the VOLF. National champs, be the best. Who you with in Tennessee football? If you down with UT, scream, oh. Who you with in SEC football? If you down with Tennessee, scream, I'm all ball. Who you with in college football? If you down with UT, scream, oh. Who you with in national football? If you down with UT, scream, oh. National football.
We number one! We number one!
That was T.K. Owens and his brother Ozone from the Tri-Cities, and they did a great job with it. They asked me to do a little rapping.
Okay,
we'll get to that later.
I think you have that ability. I don't know about you, but I'm in the mood. I'm kind of
just a little dance.
I got the blood flowing. I think I'm ready for the mood here in the swamp. It is definitely a party atmosphere. When we come back, we've got a whole lot more coming for you, obviously, in the next 48 or 49 minutes, including a look at last year's game. Obviously, that makes a big difference, how we look at this game, what happened in '98. We'll rewind it when we come back.
It's the Mercury end of summer sales drive with a great lease on the sizzling hot '99 Mercury Cougar V6. It's your best chance to feel the awesome handling and performance. 170 horsepower, power windows and locks, and more. All with a new edge design and a great lease. For a limited time, drive away in a '99 Mercury Cougar V6 for only $239 a month. No other car gives you so much for so little. The Mercury end of summer sales drive ends soon. See your local Mercury dealer today.
The News 12 Lifestyle 2000 Expo is coming to the Trade Center September 17th through the 19th. On Friday, enjoy lunch with Luther, sponsored by Memorial's Gold Circle. Meet Miss Wheelchair America and visit a fashion show presented by Prophet Senior Class. On Saturday and Sunday, learn about fall planting and health care. Each day, the Fort Oglethorpe Fire Department clowns will entertain you and everyone in your family. For fun and information, don't miss Lifestyle 2000 Expo, brought to you by News 12, First Tennessee Bank, and Independent Living Aids.
Now through Tuesday only, it's the ultimate sofa sale at Rooms to Go. Every single sofa without exception will be on sale. One of the rare times. Every sleeper, every motion sofa, every beautiful leather or fabric sofa in every Rooms to Go showroom will be reduced to shocking low prices. So seize the moment. Opportunity is knocking. It's sofa time. Now through Tuesday only at Rooms to Go.
Now you can use your wireless phone anywhere in the country without worrying about roaming or long-distance charges. America Choice, only from GTE Wireless. Welcome to the United States of America.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Showdown in the Swamp. We are live in Gainesville. I'm Kenny Hawkins along with John Appicello, and let's take a look back. As you mentioned just a minute ago, let's rewind to 1998. The scene is Knoxville. It's September. It's Tennessee taking on Florida. There's a lot of things about that game that stand out. One of the things that stand out to us, we were talking about the goalpost being carried down to the water with a camera on it.
That's exactly right. No one thought to take that CBS remote camera off.
Well, we did, but they wouldn't let us.
Yeah, it could have paid for at least 3 students' educations had they thought of